Hey, it's Jay, and welcome back to Tears of the Kingdom. The stream cut out again, which is very annoying, but I guess that does mean that we kind of basically split the hero's journey into threes in a way, so we're going to get back into it here. So where we left off is I was hunting Koroks in this area, and then I went in and I took Yiga now that I was a Blade Master, and then we got to this bit. And this was the bit that really annoyed me. This one freaking Korok. And I kept like trying to cut down the trees and use like the minimum amount of trees in the area that I could to make the platform to get up there. And like if I just like cut them all down and made something, it might have been faster. If I just used Zonai devices, it may have been faster. But just because like my stubbornness of only using as little trees as possible, it just never to get that fucking Korok. All of that for one Korok. But then there was like another one, like an Addison side down there. And I think like a Hinox too. I'm feeling up to this well. Which had something cool under it. I don't know what it was, though. We were there for a while. And I think that was me turning in the well quest. I think that might have been the last well that we did. I'm not positive, but I think it was. Oh, and here I think is me finally actually going up to fight this King Gliok. Yeah. And this guy did give me some trouble. Actually, that was the entire fight there. This one actually did hit me. The last two King Glocks did not hit me, but this one did manage to get a hit in. But we still killed it, and we had a nice view of Hyrule from that like ledge of like his arena, which is quite nice. And I think that. Oh yeah, okay. And then this was me doing last like Death Mountain minecart land mini game. There was the final like balloon popping mission around that spiral there. Kind of fun that it goes like the opposite way that you go with Yenabo. I mean, it makes sense. It's the same track. I should have like realized that before, but yeah, that's kind of cool. Hang on. But yeah, we did the freaking quest line on top of Death Mountain. Can't remember what this was. I think it was me looking. I think this was me looking for. Oh God, I can't remember what it was. I think it was the rhino beetles. I'm not sure though, but I think this was me getting attacked by those Octroks over and over again. When no, I was looking for the stag. That's right. I was looking for a stag to ride to the other like camp. But I think maybe we also stopped for rhino beetles at some point, and then we went across for like the Koroks and the Addison sign. So yeah. Oh, yeah, the little bit more, but like I think that was the main thing that I was trying to do there. Then we went down to this cave where there was a Phantom Ganon inside that we killed. I don't actually remember what all was in here aside from the Phantom Ganon, if I'm going to be totally honest. But there was something. Yeah, and we kept like going back and forth trying to find a stag, and eventually we just like bailed and we went over here because there were some Koroks down here, and then we spotted a bear. I don't know if it was up here or if it was down here, but eventually we got our hands on a bear, and then we like, yeah, I think it was there, and then we rode the bear to the stable to finish that quest line. And this was me double checking this cave, yeah, because like I can't remember which piece of the like amber armor it was, but I got like one piece of the amber armor, and then I didn't sort my armor inventory after I got it, and so I just kind of like kept assuming. Oh yeah, I went to the Snowwind arc to try and get to this one a little bit easier. So I just kept assuming that I had missed one, and I went to like all the different places with the amber armor, going like, "How am I still missing the last piece of amber armor?" And I was missing one, I think, but I thought I was missing two, and so I kept freaking out. Wait, where's the second one? But it was at the bottom of my inventory anyway. I feel very silly about that one. But then we went down to this cave, and I think there was a Hinox underground here. A very nice location for a cave too, kind of like in like the corner of the canyon. Yeah, and this is me like looking for this cave. I had like an area like marked here because like I think I saw on like my mini map when we activated the Satori Mountain. I thought that this is around where the cave was, but it was completely the wrong place. And so I was checking this place again before realizing, oh no, it's over here. Is where this cave is. And this was me going back down because I mentioned in the previous stream when we were doing this before that Like I had like not actually gone through the cave entrance of this cave, so it wasn't marked off on the mini map. But there was like it was either like a Talos or a Korok over here. I think it was a Talos um, that I had to kill anyway. I mean, maybe it was both, actually, thinking about it now. And then I went up to the Great Sky Island to try and get all the cave entrances and bullfrogs here, because I think we were. I think we got all the cave entrances, but we were missing like one or two bullfrogs from the Skull Islands, and so I also Sky Islands. So I also got a couple of Koroks and the Warm Greaves. Funny enough, like once again, like the last bit of armor I got in the game was like one of the ones you got in the freaking tutorial island that I just totally missed. Similar to what I did similar to what I had done in Breath of the Wild. And okay, so here's where I went to Colton, and I was missing one Babul gem, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I think since I was paused, it's not on the hero's journey, but I spent like a good like 20 minutes to like an hour just like combing through like the like menus like live on stream trying to figure out which cave I missed, and it turned out it was the one on top of Akala Citadel. I had not killed the Babul gem, Babul frog down there, and so then we went back and boom, Colton's a Satori now. He's a Bloopy. I went to check with Kilton to say like, "Yo, your brother turned into a magic rabbit," and he did not care. I think this was meeting a couple of other Koroks around here because, and I can't remember what I was doing here. Oh yeah, there was one Korok that was like I think it was like a flower one, and those were not marked properly on the map, so that one took forever to find. But eventually I got it. Yeah, and I was just kind of like jumping between like different like Korok locations around Satori Mountain just to like clean them up while I had them marked on the map, essentially. Oh, and oh nope, not quite. Oh yeah, okay. Here we went underground to fight the King Gliok. And I remember doing a lot of prep work and like popping down to save here because I was super worried. I thought this was going to be a super, super tough fight. And then we killed him hitless. There was only one King Gliok that actually, yeah, and then I like did a lap around the arena just to make sure I didn't miss anything too. we killed the King Gliok hitless. And I remember like thinking that it was a little bit weird that like, oh, it's weird that the third King Gliok was the only one to damage us. That's a little bit odd. I can't remember why I went back there. Hang on, go back a little bit. What was I doing here? Oh, this was me handing in ripened flint to the Flint Gourmand. That's what that is. Yeah, and I managed to luck out and got it like first like try. And then this was me going down to the Spirit Temple to hand in the Ancient Blade thing. And I think I bought like 2 extra Ancient Blades, and then I just still never ended up using them. I also got another Ancient Blade like between streams from the Guardian Amiibo. Like extra Ancient Blades. Actually marked in my like guide of notes where I got my first Ancient Blade, but I forgot to bring that up when that was going through this one. Okay, then here we went back up to the Great Sky Island, and we put on the Hero's Axe at least for a part of it, and we started that little mini game where you had to like fly around the island and light all the braziers without touching the ground. I mean, I just do it in like I think it was like half the time or something crazy like that, and so that was kind of cool. And when exactly did I end up doing it? Oh, and I think here we are. Yeah, this is me exploring like the last like little bit of the sanctum. I think I don't remember if it was a chest that I missed or if it was a Korok that I missed. I don't think it was a chest because we went back for all the important chests. But exploring the sanctum a little bit, and then we headed down and we went through the docks entrance in order to get the Hyrulean. Oh no, it was the Dusk Bow is what I got up there. We went up to the top and we got the Dusk Bow. Then we flew down and past the Phantom Ganon in order to get the Hyrulean Shield. And then I paused for a little bit here after I got the Hyrulean Shield, and we replayed all the cutscenes just to like re-experience the story. I went to talk to Purah just to like make sure like yeah we're ready to end the game, and then down I went to the chasm below. Oh, I can't remember the exact order of events because I've watched other people go through it too. I think it's like a bunch of Horiblins, and then like the Lionel, which we did end up killing. Yeah, I think that was the Lionel. Then I think it was like some electric keys, and then it was like a big like run of like ice keys and ice choo-choos, and then there was the big and this is what the hero journey just got. Then there was the big tunnel that led down that I just kind of glowed all the way down instead of like actually taking the staircase. that was like covered in Lozophos, and it disabled your sages. And I fused up some Zonai devices down there. Then I kept going. Then there was like a pit right there where like a bridge fell down, and there was a Phantom Ganon down at the bottom. But if you managed to get across the bridge, there was a silver moblin, but then there was also like a secret like tunnel that went around the side that you could like mine out. And then you entered the start of the game, and you went back through like the tunnels at the start of the game down into like that like first room where you met the keys, and there were like all the murals. And then there was like the water room, and then you got to like the big like staircase leading down, and then actually, yeah, I think that there was like the tunnel with like the Gibdos, and you blew up the wall. I think that's what that was. And then you keep working your way down, and eventually you get to, I think that this is, yeah, I think, no, this is not quite it. This, yeah, and then you get to here, where you get to the imprisoning chamber, and you can just dump down. Apparently, like, some people that, like, managed to, like, get the camera to, like, look at, like, other angles, like, the concept art and stuff like that. The actual, like, dais that Ganondorf and Rauru are on is, like, a floating sky island. And so that falls down, which is why it's just, like, a massive hole just in the middle there, and then you drop down, and you land on Zelda's torch, and you go over, and you jump off, and you fight the Demon King's army, and then you go down a straight path, apparently, to the final chamber. That's actually a longer path than I thought it was. But I guess the Demon King's army chamber is pretty huge. And then you fight the Demon King Ganondorf. And, did the hero's journey actually take us? No, it didn't. I was about to say, like, did it actually take us, like, back? But no, it just, like, kind of, like, somewhat warps you, the hero's journey, back to, like, where your last save was, which for me was, like, right there. But I think I went between streams to, like, check on, like, my horse thing. Oh, no, I remember what happened. Between streams, I went to check what my horse upgrades were needed at the stable. And when I did, a Blood Moon triggered. And so when I started back up the next, like, actual live stream, I had reloaded my save. And I was like, hey, guys, there's going to be a Blood Moon from a cool angle here. And then we watched the Blood Moon together. Which now it was time for the Korok hunt, which I don't know how much I want to speed through this. Oh, there was me just, like, going through the Kilton stage and, like, rearranging everything because I wanted to get all the bosses on stage. I managed to get all the actual bosses, but not the mini bosses, which, like, was, like, a bit of a shame. And yeah, here I'm running through trying to get all the Koroks in Satori Mountain. I think I'm restocking on arrows now to help with some fights, perhaps. Maybe that's what I'm doing. And yeah, and then this was me uploading Bloob a little bit at the Horse God. I didn't, like, fully get him up, but I got a few. And I don't know if this is the point or not, because we also ascended up here at one point. I think actually the ascension is when we did it. Actually, we probably already did that. Yeah, no, I missed the point where we ascended from the depths up until, like, the Yu Clan hideout, and we just talked to them. I still think we talked to them again at some point, which might have been this after we became the Blade Master. Just to get, like, the little bit of bonus dialogue too. But there was also, like, a Korok up there, and there's, like, a Talos down on this beach. Fought that Talos again, even though I think we already did it. Did a bunch of exploring for Koroks over there. Went back down to get these Koroks along the beach. I think that might have been, like, around the point I got that cool Lizzle photo, somewhere around there. It might have been also, like, right about, like, there or there-ish, but you know what I mean. Jungle Koroks a while there. I think there was, like, a bit here where there was, like, a monster camp and a battle Talos. I don't remember which order they were in, though, because I think that was the monster camp last. Or maybe, no, there's the monster camp. Yeah, it was one of the first, like ironically, one of the first monster camps we did, like, so late in the gameplay. Oh, stream's lagging a bit there. I don't want it to cut out again. I don't want to make this 4 streams. But yeah, we just glowed down here to kill that Hinox. Or no, we took a Korok to... Oh, yeah. This is the bit where we took that one Korok to see his friend. And, like, when I pulled him off of the plane, it, like, basically disassembled midair right at our destination. And, like, that was, like, very funny. Watching, like, the plane just fall apart. Oh, come on. It better still be going. Okay, it looks like it is still going. And the plane just fell apart on our destination. But then we went back up to fight this Hinox over here. better be working. Hang on. Why are you... Well, jumping up to the highest quality setting, that's probably a part of the reason it's struggling so much. Then I think... Was that me trying to... I was looking for something specific there. It might have just been Koroks. I think this is mostly just... Yeah, because I did decide to do the Lunara Koroks decently early on. Yeah, and that was me going into one of the arrows that I'd skipped out on previously. I was looking around for the Hinox and the Addison sign over there for a while. That one Korok needed to reach his friend down the hill. There was that Lionel that actually I think I struggled a little bit with this Lionel, but I think it was also the one that taught me that like gloom weapons don't deal gloom damage if you're on a Lionel's back, which gave me like a bit of hope. Yeah, and see, I was looking for that Hinox in that cave, and it's like, oh, I already did it. And then I went to that Addison sign, and I forgot to check it off, and so I still wasn't sure if I did that one. And we killed the Talus up there and in the cave. We killed like both of them, even though we'd already killed the one in the cave. I think I went back up there because there was like a Zonai chest on like one of the pillars, I think, if I remember right. There's like a Talus or a Hinox there too. And I went and got the bridges because I knew I'd forget them for 100% map completion if I didn't do that. Oh, and this was me like faffing around for ages because there's that one Korok like dive puzzle where there's no place where you can actually dive to it. And so I thought like maybe you had to dive off of like the Sky Island. And then eventually I just gave up and went to get Koroks down here instead. Fought some Wizzles there too while getting that one. And there was like a couple that I missed around the giant monster camp, which was kind of embarrassing given how long we spent there. And also right over there, which was embarrassing because we already did the Addison sign. I do remember this Korok giving me some trouble getting a plane across the river, and we reloaded that save a couple of times. Then we went to Telltale Peak because we never really been there before. And then we went back to this monster camp, and we actually ended up fighting it again. I can't remember. I think we mostly relied on Muddle Buds for them to fight each other, technically, but you know what I mean. Oh, and I was doing like a quick like arrow restock there, I think at least. And then we went to get Koroks around this plane. Yeah, kind of jumping back and forth a little bit. I was surprised like how many were really here. What did we do there? We're struggling with something here. Can't remember what that was. Probably nothing like super important. And there's this Korok over here that you had to sail across on a raft, which is actually kind of cute and fun. Oh. Oh, and I just used that to glide over to like the big mountain. And there I definitely fought those Lizzles and then stuck around to go back. I can't remember if there was a mini boss there or not. I think there was in the original game on Rudo Precipice. Oh yeah, and that Korok was a flower puzzle, so we missed it, and I went back for it later. Oh yep, and hitting all the Koroks around this plane. We had a nice like chain of them back to back there, which was really nice. And I actually I can't remember what. I think it was I need to reach my friend guy. No. It was a race. That was what it was. Okay, yeah. Because in the original game, I can't remember exactly how you did it, but you had to like carry something through the shallow water from like up here to like right here to get a Korok. And so I assumed in this game it would be something similar or the same. But no, it was like a race from like over there that you were supposed to use a boat for. Which, as you can see, I did struggle with a bit. But then I used the rest of the Korok up here, and then he needed to reach his friend, so he took him with the horse. I headed down there to get the Korok by the tier because I missed like so many of them somehow. There were some more Koroks down by this bridge. I think... No, I don't think there was another... I thought for a second there might have been another Lizzle encounter, but no, there was me checking that Hinox to see if we had already killed it, and we had. I think we fought a boss Boko up there, or maybe we just ran past him. Getting Koroks around the Hala Citadel and the Battle Talos up there. Oh yeah, and there was another one that I think was a flower over there that was a bit tough to find, or maybe it was here. Oh yeah, and then we went back up to Gut Check Rock because there were the red arrows up there that I had skipped over to, as I normally do. I think we went after. Did we go? No, we didn't start on Smotherings quite yet. I think it was later. This, or maybe we already passed it. The Smothering and the Korok like problem. Interesting that it's still called Drabbed Pond when there's no Koroks there anymore, or no lava there anymore to be a pond. And Mendigo Pole, yeah, they're still all named ponds and pools and lakes, even though there's no liquid in them anymore. Oh, and then like around here-ish, there was a Korok that I was supposed to get that was like right there. Yeah, that one. And then I missed it because there was an I need to reach my friend guy. Here's where I learned that the Zonai devices like instantly respawn when you like reload a save or something, and so I was able to farm up stuff on my shields. And then we went over here to like make the Korok reach their friend, and the minecart like kept like getting away from me, and it was like a bit of tough to stop. And then we went and farmed Smother Wings a little bit here. Mineru got in the way at some point, I think, or she helped, maybe. I don't know. One of those. Went back to the bridge where you met Yenabo in the original game, or at least helped them. Fought like a Talus down there too. Oh, and we stopped by the Goron Hot Springs because I'd been here in the mute streams a few times, but never in an actual stream, and so we got to talk to the people that were in the hot springs, which is quite nice. Oh yeah, and then there was this guy that I had to get up the ledge that I kind of gave up on for a while, and then we came back to like the next day, and just used like the old like reliable method we'd used so many times before. And there was another Korok on top of that one mountain with the arrows that I'd marked. So embarrassing, very embarrassing. Oh, and here I think I was farming for dragon parts again. Yeah, this is around the part where I started like remembering like, yeah, I should probably like pay attention to that. Trying to get the dragon pieces because I needed so many. And there we go. We got her. We caught her. And then I went after Dinral because we got Nidra. I think Dinral probably would have been a little bit easier to spot from some of the surface shrines because there's definitely a few surface shrines that she passes by. But I relied on the depths quite a bit. Oh, I think it was just the point where I saw that I passed her. Yeah, and then I went back because I saw her, and then we got like the wrong dragon part from her. I was like kicking myself for not like making a save just in case. This is looking for Feroche, who was surprisingly hard to find. Despite how like open her area is, at least for the most part. Yeah, and then we managed to get her coming out of her chasm, like we had just like barely missed her or something. Can't remember if I went back to the Korok Forest. I might have. Did I? I might have turned in my seeds here, and that might have been us maxing out our inventory slot. I don't know exactly when we did that. It was around this point. So if I'm thinking of that Korok that I had missed up there. I think there was like I need to reach my friend guy over there, and then there was a Korok that was like guarded by a Hinox down here, which was kind of cool. Oh, and then back here. Oh, I don't know exactly like when it happened. I think it was like here. There's a Korok that you had to like take downhill on like a cart, and we rolled downhill, and then like around here we stopped because we met like the endurance guy and the two people from the nudist camp that wanted to stay nudists, and they were all like hanging out here, and it was kind of like a funny little thing where it's like, oh yeah, I meant to like look after them for some point, but I hadn't looked up where they were, and we just like accidentally ran into them, which was kind of convenient. Oh, and there was me hunting Koroks in the Typhlo ruins. There's one that had to like cross the stream. I think there was an Addison sign over there too. There's a Talos and a couple of Koroks down there, which like this one was actually kind of like interesting and cool because a lot of in the original game, a lot of those like little outcroppings that went over the chasm had Koroks on them. So it was kind of neat that there's still one of those in this one. Although nowhere, and then yeah, and there was an I need to reach my friend guy, and I like put him like under like the chariot of like one of the trike auto build things that you got from the Yiga to like carry him uphill. That's kind of funny. Oh, looking for dragons again. Oh, and I think we managed to catch. I think it was either Nidra or the light dragon here. And based on how that path is going, I think it was the light dragon. Yeah, we're looking for Roche here, and we just about caught her, I think, there, but it was just barely. I was checking in with the upgrades of the Great Fairy. It's like a Korok or two we had missed over there. Oh, and then here was that bit we found the island, and it was full of like crows and arrows and flint and stuff, and I thought that was like confusing and weird, but it's just like a nod to the fact that crows like to collect shit to make their nests. And there's the Korok that had like cross, and we went and we explored this whole island, and I don't remember what it was. I had thought that the chasm would be in the cave that the shrine was from the original game. I don't know if that was actually the case, though. I think it was somewhere else, but we did manage to get down here and kill the blue white Francs, which was nice. Oh, and then I went, yeah, and then here I went to rematch Colgera for the final time, and I actually did the fight the like cinematic way, where you like dive through her weak points, because I had used arrows like every other time we fought Colgera. Oh, and then and here was me finally getting the balls to challenge the Lionel Coliseum, which is pretty tough, 5 Lionels in a row. But like at this point, I had like max hearts and the Master Sword and shit, so it wasn't so bad. And then I went to, I think, yeah, and then this is when I did my Lionel purge. I just like went to like every location you could find a Lionel underneath the stable in the depths, which is like basically all of the Lionels in the depths, and I just went to them like back to back to back. I stopped at the surface at one point to restock supplies, I think, to like get some healing or something. But I basically went back to back to back, just killing all the depths Lionels, just so that I could get them like under my belt and say like, yeah, I did it. I killed all the Lionels. Yeah, see, there's me going back to like cook some food, and then I went straight back down underneath that stable to kill the Lionel there. That one was the hard one because it was like on like such like uneven terrain and like so close to like a wall that like it kind of like bugged out a little bit, if that makes any sense. Can't remember what exactly I was doing there, but it was something. It had to be something to do with Koroks. Oh, and then here's when I started going through in Hebra. I think I was actually getting the feathered. Yeah, I think this is when I got my feathered weapons. Where I went down here. I went down here to get a feathered like spear from like a Lizalfos. And in doing so, I completely forgot that there was a Korok in this area. Yeah, like down here. I was distracted by the Lizzle. But then I got this feathered spear, and then I used it to fight a Boko over here to get like a feathered edge. And so I had like both of like the Rita weapons, and I could break them. And there was a Korok on like the flight range too. Got some Koroks down by the spring and in the lake. I think we actually had to like. Did we have to carry one through the lake, or did I just glide through using the gust things? I just glided through with the gust things. Oh, and there was the need to reach my friend guy. Yeah, we had to build a boat there. I remember that. Oh, there's me getting all the ones around the Lost Temple, and finally actually going up to this mountain. Oh no, we didn't go up quite up there yet. Did we ever actually go on that mountain peak in this game? We might not have. Okay, farming dragons again. Oh, got Nidra. And then I think we went after Light Dragon because she was like at the same part too. It's very easy to catch the Nidra and the Light Dragon in like the same area in this game, which is quite convenient, I guess. Oh yeah, I went to the wrong light route there because that's like kind of like above where Ferocia is in the depths, because the chasm is so far south in Gerudo. Oh, hold on. Yeah, and then we spotted her here, where it's like we'd already been there and she wasn't there. We somehow like missed her. We basically had to follow her into the depths. And then I was looking for Dinral again. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, and we caught her. She had just left as we entered, and so we managed to like catch her as she was like leaving. Yeah. Then we went back to our Korok hunt, picked up the ones that like around the front end temple that we were like in the middle of. Oh yeah, and then we got the one at this monster camp. Did we take that monster camp on again? I don't remember that. I know one of them we experimented with the like charged charge or charged ally, whatever it was, but I don't think it was that one. Can't remember which one it was. And we just sailed straight down to get to that Korok, and then down here, and like, oh, and then there was the big like bridge that was like blown out, and this guy wanted to climb the bridge, yeah, to get to their friend. Hit a bunch around the snowfield, dodging around the Frostgleok. Had to climb the mountain for that one. I think one of those was an enemy to reach my friend guy. I don't remember which one it was at all, though. Oh, and then here's the ones that gave me some trouble. And we kept, like, warping back and forth here. Because I had, like, come to the conclusion, based on, like, how the game had gone so far, that Koroks could never be in caves. But it turns out there are some Koroks in caves. It's just it has to be the Leviathan caves. And so there were, like, a couple of Koroks in with the Ice Leviathan. And I was just missing them for the longest time. But I figured it out eventually. And then we hit all of the ones down like on the slopes that you normally snow sled down, shield surf down, however you want to put it. Killed the Talus over there. Oh, and then we got the one that was underneath that Gleok, which I think I don't know if I'd seen the stream by that point though, but I had seen a stream where like somebody like a rock fell from the sky and landed and like activated the Korok for them when they're in the middle of the Gleok fight, which is hilarious. And I remember like getting mad at myself that there was a Korok on Toronto Peak. Like I'm pretty sure there was in the last game too, and I missed it when we were looking at the Snowbird this time. I didn't go that deep into Cold Snap Hollow. I guess there wasn't an Ice Talus to like incentivize us to this time. Oh, am I looking for the dragon again? Yeah. Yeah, I was looking for Nidra. I managed to catch her there. Once again, looking for Feroche. Yeah, and then I think we gave up and went for Dinral instead. Because I just could not find Feroche. Oh, and what did I see there that got me distracted? What ended up going for? I think there was there a Korok down there? I think there was, right? No, it was a monster camp. Can't remember why I went there. There might have been a weapon or something we needed for the compendium. Actually, I didn't think about it. That's probably what that was. Oh, we managed to. That might have been us getting Denral, but then also there was the Flux Construct arena here that we hadn't killed that Flux Construct with yet, so I went for that one. And yeah, this was a. Oh yeah, I think this was the point where I was starting to clean up some more of the depths fights. I think that one, maybe that one was the Muckdrock, because I know I killed 3 Muckdrocks in one stream. But I don't think it was that. Maybe it was. Yeah, because there's the second Muckdrock. And worked our way down to that Yiga hideout. And that Yiga hideout. And that Flux Construct. And there was a Talos, I think, up there. That might have been an Igneo Talos, I think, or a Stalnox. That might have been a Stalnox, or that one might have been the Stalnox. One of those two was a Stalnox, and then there was another Stalnox up there on like the ledge. And I think this was the Igneo Talos that we'd already done before. And there was a Flux Construct up there that I somehow totally missed, even though if you even look at it, I had run like right by there before when I was coming through here the first time, and I just completely missed the giant glowing red eye up here, which I think is quite silly that I missed that, but I did. And then I almost went to do this Giga camp, or not that Giga camp, yeah, over here. Yeah, and this is when I did it. When I killed the third Muckrock, I killed like 3 Muckrocks in like one stream, and I thought that was like very funny. And that I kind of like by pure accident did that. Oh, and then we continued hunting for Korroks around the Rito village in Tabantha. There was a battle Talisker in the one that was up there. One of the ones in the Dragonborn Mio took me forever to find too. Again, it was the flower one. There's the Addison sign. Oh wait, actually, yeah, there was the Stallnox where a Hinox had been in the previous game, and then there was also an Addison sign around here. That there wasn't any actually. I think I remember right. There wasn't actually any supplies to like put up the Addison sign in the area, so I ended up having to cut down trees to like get wood to like put the sign up. Oh, now here's the bit where first off there's like a red Hinox there, that was easy, but then we got down here. And this white Lionel just whooped my fucking ass. I just was absolutely like trampled by that guy. Can't remember. Oh yeah, because it was a Stallnox, of course. Yeah, so it wasn't awake when we went by it the first time, and then night hit after the Lionel, and so we went and killed it then. I can't remember if we picked up some stealth in there or not, but there was like a little bit of a Korok puzzle there. I can't remember what it was though. Actually, no, I can. I can't kind of check, can't I? Yeah, it was just one. Can't exactly remember what it was though. Oh, and then here we revisited the Snow Lodge, and like the couple was still in the Snow Lodge. They haven't left yet. Then we killed like Battle Talos that was like under the bridge, and there was like I think there was like a Talos here and a Talos here or something, or was that a Korok? No, that one was a Korok. Yeah, it was like a bunch of like Taloses and Koroks like back to back. Little resupply mission. Yeah, I think there was a Talos. It wasn't up here. I think it was on the edge here. I think there was like a Talos around there, and then we glowed down, and there was like a couple Koroks, and then like a rare Talos there. I think one of the Koroks might have been I need to reach my friend that made us go further the canyon. I don't know. Don't remember what we fought there. What did we fight there? That might have been us fiddling with a vehicle for an I need to reach my friend guy. Yeah, because we went over here. Yeah, that was the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. There was this one like barely under the bridge, as is tradition. Oh, and there was this guy here, which like I didn't do this much. This is I think like one of like 2 times I did this, where I used the trick of like, I think it's like I can't remember what it was now. I'm pretty sure it was you fused a stake to an arrow and then fired the stake, and then you fused a Korok to the stake, and then you used rewind to bring the stake back up to where you shot the arrow, and that was like a super fast way to do them, and I did that there. Killed that Talos down there too. We'll double checking the Addison sign, and he's around the same area. There's a bunch of Koroks back to back there that then led to like a Lionel in that plane. And that was like the place I first met Cass in the original game, and so it also felt kind of cool to be back there again. But I was also like thrown a bit because I didn't remember approaching from this angle, but I must have. Double checking Mount Roam, hitting some of the Koroks up there on top of the pillars. I think one of them was like a Korok. I think it's that one. Where there's like a Korok on a lower mushroom, and he had to get it up to a higher mushroom. And this is also the place where I started experimenting with using auto build on a Swift Violet, but it didn't fucking work. Of course it didn't. And I sneak around the Lionel to get that Korok. But then I just dive straight down to check on the Hinox, and we'd already killed it, so I bailed. And there was a Korok on the Breach of Demise. I can't remember. We did something there. Oh, and we're dragon farming again. And again, I warped to that light route, which I shouldn't have, because that's not on Ferocious Path, and I go to it like every other time. Not every time, every other time. Oh yeah, but we chased her there a little bit on like a speedy bike. Oh, what did I do here? Was there a Korok out here? No. What was I doing there? I can't remember. I was doing something. Then I think I was looking for the light dragon here. Or maybe it was Nidra. Yeah, no, it was Nidra. Yeah. And we went after Dinral again. Once again, I am annoyed that you have to like speed it back up again anytime you pause or move back. It's a little bit weird that it does that. It's definitely making me go through this a little bit slower than I was hoping to. Was this the time that I couldn't find Dinral? There was like once or twice I could not find Dinral. I normally managed to find Dinral, but there was a couple of times where it didn't happen. Oh yeah, and that was like I think there was a Korok there that I went to check in on. I can't remember. Yeah, and then there was another one down on that ledge too. Then we went up here, and there was the one that was like on the sword, like right here. There's the one that's on the sword right next to the Frostgleok, and I didn't bother killing the Frostgleok again. I just kind of like shimmied around it to try and get the Korok, and it was a bit tough, but eventually I pulled it off. Then I just hit more Koroks like going down the shelf, and it's like this one. There was one here in the previous game. It's just it was a different puzzle. Then I worked my way around like the edge of the hollow. We got our picture of our Snow Octorok and our Treasure Octorok. We killed like the Hinox. We killed like the Hinox and then the Talos and then the Lionel up here. Yeah, we killed like a Hinox, a Talos, and a Lionel like back to back. Then we made like a little like sled thing to carry Korok to his friend, and then like took it back to like ride down into the Gerudo Desert. Oh yeah, there's that really annoying Korok puzzle that's like right here, where this is right on like the edge of you cannot go further map. And so you're constantly getting that message pop up while you're trying to activate the Korok. I don't know why they put one there. But then we like discover the joy of the sled, but we were like, I need to fish the mountains. And I do remember one that's coming up that I kicked myself over a little bit because we kept using the travel medallion to work back up here to stay in like that area. Oh, and then I stopped because I saw Faroche. But then I think it was like about here-ish. Maybe it's a little bit further. Like here, there's a Korok that needed to reach their friend that was like taking us back where we had already been. And I was like, damn it, oh well. But then we slid down the whole mountain. It was a little bit further anyway. And I think there was one there on the Cow Plateau, or Cow Plateau, this one that I didn't actually end up finding, and we gave up on and we decided to come back to later. But then we fought a Phantom Ganon here. There was like a Korok, and then there was like an area where we fought Phantom Ganon, and then we got another Korok, which was kind of fun. Doing that like back to back. I remember like one of the ones over there. Yeah, this one was giving me like a lot of trouble because like on Zelda Dungeon it was like right under another Korok, and so I knew it was going to be a little bit annoying to get anyway. Did we go to Faroche there again? Was she already recharged? Huh. Or maybe it was the Light Dragon. I think it was the Light Dragon. But yeah, and then like when did we do it? I think it was here. There was like a Battle Talos that we killed pretty quickly, and then there was that monster camp that I kind of had my ass handed to me at because I wasn't like super like paying attention or anything. I had like really shit loot too, and so I was like, well, that's annoying. Then I started using the hover, like the sled with like the fan attached, or maybe I didn't. This is around the point I discovered how fun it was, and I did start using it. But I don't know how many of these instances are me driving with it, and how much are me on foot. I cannot remember for certain, but I think because this is the first time we're going a little bit deeper. No, it's not. Yeah, no. The first time we killed this Molduga, a Yiga like ambushed us, and we were fighting like a Yiga here while the Molduga was here. But then this time, when I went to kill the Molduga to get to the Korok that was past it, it was not coming close enough to kill it from like the safe ground here, and so I ended up making like a mad dash over to where the Korok was. I think I even found the Korok, and then we killed the Molduga. Which was a bit of a silly way to do it. Oh, and then here's the one where there was the Korok that needed to reach his friend, and I took him to his friend, and there was like another Korok just south of that, and I ignored the Korok that was just south of that, like an idiot. I think there was like another needed to reach my friend that reached that went to like the training oasis, and then I think I tried it again and failed. Yeah, I tried it again and failed, but it let me put a warp down to like check on the Addison there, which we already had, I think, and there was like another Korok in the far south there. Oh, here. I mean, which one is it? I think it's this one. Yeah, this is the point where I had an Addison sign and a Korok next to each other, and I barred putting down a marker for like that. I think for like the Korok, but not the Addison sign. But then they ended up doing the Addison sign and then forgetting about the Korok, which was very silly of me. Very silly. And then here I went back and actually did the one that was down there, which also took a while to find. Oh yeah, there were a couple Koroks around here that required me. Yeah, like theoretically you could have gotten past without doing it, but this one I was much more comfortable killing the Molduga in order to get this guy all the way down here. I think there's another Flower Trail one by the 8 Heroines, I think it was. We hit a couple down there. Oh, and then was that the dive off the... No. I think we were just using that to get to the labyrinth a little bit quicker. Oh, yeah, then no, that was us. Like, all of that was us getting Koroks. It's just around a similar path to when the Frost and Ice Lizzletails where I was getting them. Not the exact same path, though. Oh. And then here we went down to the depths. I can't exactly remember why. I think I was looking for the Korok weapons. I think I was looking for pristine Korok weapons, I think is what I was doing down here. Maybe not even Korok, it also might have been the Rito ones. But yeah, I was looking for pristine stuff. And we did ultimately end up finding them, but it took a while. Like, I think it might have even been there. Killed like a Franx and a Flux Construct there that we missed completely. Kind of worked my way down here to get some like that Franx too. Got the Franx that was underneath the Barbear statue that I just completely missed somehow. Then one up there that I guess that one's more believable how I could miss that one. And then like I think it was like a Franx Yiga camp and then a Franx, but I only killed like one of the and then I worked out before doing the second Franx, and so I was missing a Franx there for a while. And I think it was like a Talos or maybe a Hinox down in that like corner. There was another Franx, another Flux Construct. It is weird, like how like back to back the bosses can get in the depths. At least the way they feel it, you know. Flux Construct. Oh, and then kill that Flux Construct, and then there was the Talos up here that I think I used a hover bike to get up to. But even then, it was kind of annoying when you like blasted the hover bike down from away from me. And then I went down, and like there was like another Talos like down there, and like a battle Talos like here. There was like 3 Taloses back to back or something crazy like that. Which was a bit wacky. And then there was the Yiga camp right above this mine. And so I went to the Yiga camp and then went to the mine. Another Franx, I think. And then here was another Marbled Goma fight, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was another Marbled Goma fight. Oh, yeah, and then I went up here to kill this guy that I had someone, like, totally missed. There was, like, a Hinox up here. And then went down. Was that a Yiga camp? I think it was. Yeah, there was another Yiga camp down there. I wonder if the Yiga camps relate to anything on the surface. I'm not sure if they do. Then I have to kill the Franx up here, and then glowed down to... Oh, yeah, and then here's when I discovered the Bloopy Burrow. I thought it was, like, super cool, because, again, the depths are a little bit bland, but there are some cool locations in them, and this is one of the, like, the cooler ones of, like, the little, like, underground caverns where the Bloopies are all hiding. It's very cool. Especially because it's right underneath Satori Mountain, where the Bloopies normally are, you know? Then went over here, and I think that this was a Queen Gibdo fight. The Queen Gibdo. Then we went to this other Franx, and there was a couple like Taloses and Hinoxes and shit along this like area that we just totally missed somehow. Like we passed like pretty close to them activating the light roots, and we totally missed them. Yeah, and see there's a couple down there too. And then down here, and then way down, I knew why we missed this one because we hadn't gone down to Ag yet, but there was like a Frost Talos down here. And it was just like kind of cool that they had a Frost Cat because like on the surface, like the Frost Talos are almost exclusively in Hebra, both in the surface and the depths. But having one in the depths of the Gerudo Highlands was kind of cool because I think there was one in the Gerudo Highlands in the original, but I don't think they brought it back over for this one. Oh, and then I think, yeah, there was some more Korok shenanigans over here. I don't think there was any I need to reach my friend quite yet. Yeah, and then we went south, killed that Lionel, which went a lot better. Got the one that was like on top of the school, I think. Maybe that was when that one was. I don't know. And then there was one that needed to reach his friend up on that mountain. We kind of hit a couple over here and like double checked like our Addison sign over here. And then we built a raft to go sail and bring this Korok. And then we used that same raft to sneak under the bridge of Hylia. Because there was 2 Koroks we were missing under the bridge of Hylia. And like the Flame Gliok like spotted us for like both of them. And like nearly attacked us, but we managed to get away. And then we got over to this island where there was another Korok, which was kind of fun. And like I seem to remember there being 3 Koroks in similar locations above the Farron ones there too. Oh, and then over here, I think this is like basically the only one I remember. I'm pretty sure that this is where I got my picture of the silver boss bokoblin, and I finished the monster part of the compendium. I'm pretty sure. Um, but then that gave us an excuse to double check that Addison sign. And this is the Addison sign that threw me. Where like I looked at it and I could have sworn I saw Addison out of the corner of my eye, but then I looked back and it was already done. I was like, what the hell? And then I watched my stream back and yeah, it was already done the whole time. And it's like, what? How'd that happen? And then we fought this Lionel, which actually kicked our ass a bit, even though it was a blue, and we just killed like a silver, just like earlier that same day. There was me farming butterflies in the Horse God Spring before like stopping to help this Korok with like its raft and kill some electric lizzles over there. And there was like another Korok that I had like raft back for. Climbed up here to get some Koroks up there, and then went down to kill that black Hinox. Oh, and then there was this construct camp, which was actually like a pretty fun construct camp. Then did we? Oh yeah, no, this was not. Yeah, this is the one. This is that one Korok where like I was searching it forever because like the tracker kept going off, but it wasn't quite finding it, and eventually it was. I think it ended up being because it was like on like the other hill to like a degree. Killed the rare chalice by Floria Bridge. Checked on our Don Dons because we hadn't been there in a while. What do we do up here? Or we're trying to find this Korok for forever. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do remember that one. And then there was a Hinox in like the no. There was an Octoroks in this pond, and then there was a Hinox in this pond. Yeah, there's a lot of Octoroks. Oh, and then there was this guy, which was like it had me like super confused for the longest time, but like in the end, it was kind of like cool what the puzzle was because it was like all of the ledges had rocks on the right side except for one that had a rock on its left side, so you had to pick up the left side rock and like move it to the right, and it's like oh that was kind of fun. Find the like change of things. Did we never like actually explore Tobia's Hollow though? That's a bit of a shame because that's like where my first Hinox kill was in the original game. Oh, here was us finally doing that cork that we skipped over by like the Floria cave. Checking out some more Koroks, and there was Dalmox there too. Oh, and then we finally killed this Battle Talos. We're getting Koroks in like this area. Oh, and then here's the bit. Here's the bit where like there was the lady that was attacked by the Boko and I didn't save her, and so she went unconscious, and I kept like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, I can save you. And then I tried to like cheese the raft a little bit using like Tulin and like super building it right, and it kept like fucking up in the water and it wasn't going the directions I wanted. And it took like extra long compared to what it really should have. And then I did some searching for like the Koroks on the beach there for a little bit. Oh, and then here was me finally. Was there a Korok here? Yeah, there was a Korok here, which is why I went there first. But it was me finally, because like I had noticed it pretty early on after like failing to get it. But then there was me finally getting the other Korok on that island, which was kind of nice. There was that Addison sign and the Korok down there. Oh, and then here's the bit where we actually went to this monster camp. Yeah, we went up here because there was like a bunch of Koroks in this area, and there was I need to reach my friend guy, so we skipped out on him. Then went to like this monster camp, and I think this is where I used the charger, or not, or like whatever the one that's the homing cart, the water dispenser, and the electric thing. Went down here, and that once again that Korok in that hut gave me a lot of shit trying to find, just like in the original game. Took me forever to find it, and I nearly like died trying to climb up this cliff, and eventually just said fuck it, I'll use my rocket shields. I can get a new one easy enough, and then I started using rocket shields to climb more reliably. Oh, I think I spotted like Nidra, and it went after her, I think is what happened there. Yeah, and then we went to like sleep and heal. Oh, then we continued some work in the depths now. Went out to get some of the stuff in the middle of Gerudo Desert we missed. There was like a Talos and a Flux construct, I think. I think that was the Talos? I don't know. And then we started like working our way back here, and there was like a bunch of basic Franxes in this direction. And that kind of like opened my eyes of like, oh yeah, there's also a bunch of statues looking this way. This is like the route that you were supposed to take from the Great Abandoned Mine to reach like the Gerudo Mine. And so like all of the enemies here are decently like low level enemies. So you wouldn't be like too overwhelmed. Oh, finally killed that Talspike Gary that I had somehow totally missed. Okay, now here was the Franks that I saw from a distance, and I was like, oh, I'll do it later. That must have been it. Yeah, I think that one was it. And that was the Hinox above the Construct Factory that I had missed when we were there the first time. And then here I was going around because like there's just a weird amount of Hinoxes around the Construct Factory, like way more than like in most other regions, which was kind of strange. Interesting that there's like a theming like that to some degree, but also a little bit weird. Or maybe there was the Franks I skipped was. That also could have been it. I just gotta slip through to get that mine because I spotted it on the mini map. Oh. What was I doing up there? Oh, I was at the Great Sky Island. Oh, I think that this was me turning in my battery charges because I think, God, because there was 2 times that I did it. I think this might have been the second time because I got enough battery charges to afford quote unquote max battery, and then I turned it in, and then it turned out you could get a second layer of batteries, and so I decided to hold out on turning that one in. This might have been me finally turning that one in. I'm not sure though. I think it was later though, but it might have been there. Restocking supplies a bit. There's a couple of Koroks around there that I had to get. And I seem to remember going back through, this tunnel and like being like, oh yeah, that was a tunnel in the original game, which was kind of cool. There wasn't that many overhangs in the original game, so it's cool when you find them and it's like, oh yeah. Oh, and that was me finally going back to actually do this Korok I skipped out on. I didn't bother putting like down a travel medallion or anything. Oh yeah, and I think around this is around the point where I started buying milk and wheat from the shops frequently. So I frequently made trips back to the shops. Oh yeah, and I was getting like all the guys in the bay using. I think I used a hover cart to like carry like this guy down here, but that was like not a really smart idea because the hover bikes don't do well at going downward. So we like kind of like drop him at like one point. I think I made some sort of comment on the palm fruit too? Question mark? I don't know. I think that same like Lewis robe gave us some shit again though. But we just ran past it. Oh, and then here's that point where I went and did an Addison sign, but my food inventory was full, and so he gave me another 20 rupees instead of like a food dish. So then I reloaded the save, and I went back to town, and I sold a bunch of my food, and then I used a travel medallion to get back to Addison, and then actually finish the puzzle. So there's like a weird gap in the hero's journey there. And there was like a Talos in the middle of that like pond, and like a Korok down like in that ravine. Oh, and then we went into like Ash's Swamp, and I think there was a Hinox like there. There was like a Hinox that was like walking around. He wasn't asleep, and like looking back on it, yeah, the Hinox like down here was awake too. But still, like it's pretty rare in the game that you see the Hinoxes just like out and about walking around, and so that kind of like surprised me more than it really should have. Oh yeah, and this is when the point where I started like getting comfortable using the hover bikes a lot, and I was like using them to like jump from location to location. Although I kind of like fucked up something there. I can't remember what I fucked up there, but it involved the hover bike falling off the cliff, which was embarrassing. Um, oh, and then this, I think that this one was the Korok where he was like in like a tree, and I climbed up the tree and like popped it with my head, and it's like, oh, you can pop the balloons just by touching them. That's cool. But then also like the zoom in on that Korok was weird, where he's like, ah, you found me, but there were so many like leaves in the top of the tree that you couldn't like even really see him that well with the ha ha ha, I found you, you found me message, and that was kind of silly. I think this was me looking for Korok. I think didn't we fight? I'm not sure if we did. Yeah, I think we fought a Phantom Ganon here while trying to get that Korok. And I was also looking for a Luminous Talos a bit, forgetting that it was in the cave and we had already done it. But I just kept like running around doing some more Koroks. Kind of ignored it ultimately. The Beast Hill. Oh, did this Idison sign and I skipped on that Lionel. I don't remember if I knew that I had done that one or not. I think I remembered that I had done that one, which is why I was being so cautious around it. But there was like another Need to My Friend guy, like right there. So I like stopped by him and I was like you know what, we'll do you later. And then I went up to do the Korok up north, and then we helped him reach his friend. And then and then down here, this is where there was that, like, Addison sign, and then right next to it, there was that bit where you had to have like a cooked fish in like a bowl, and like it had never like really occurred to me in the game before, like, oh yeah, you have no way of throwing food on the ground. So if you wanted to like move around a roasted fish or a frozen meat or anything like that, you would have to do it like live. You would have to put the ingredient down, then cook or freeze it, and then carry it wherever you wanted, instead of like putting it in your inventory. But yeah, I then went back to this pillar because I thought I hadn't been to it, but I'd already been to that pillar. More Crocs around the ruins, around the wells. We killed this blue Lionel over here. Originally, I was like kind of chickening out about it, but I was like, yeah, fine, I'll kill him. I remember there was like a Aracuda Lizzle camp that gave me like a bit of trouble. I don't know if you'd ever say trouble, annoyance around here. But I took it down and I remembered it because it would be kind of like cool. Oh, and here's when we like willingly went after that one monster camp, and actually I took it on. And then when we got to this Korok and we reached his friend, I decided I'll use the big rig to carry you across. But then you needed to cross water, and so like the big rig was not actually that effective because it just kind of stopped like right there. But still, it worked. In the end of the day, it worked. I was buying more food, I think, is what I was just doing there. Getting a bunch of the Koroks. Oh, and this is when we were running like low on like our boss hunt. I remember this was one of the last Taluses I killed. There was like a frost Talus here with a mark on its ass, and it was super annoying to fight. But we got it eventually. I just wasted all my bomb arrows to get it. Oh, did I go after Niger there, or is that me just gliding? I think it was just me gliding because there was like a Korok on like each of these mountain peaks, and so I had to like visit like each of them. Peak of Awakening. Went down to the promenade, and there was yeah, and this was another instance of like, oh, it had it marked on like the fountain, but it was a flower guy, and so the flower is actually up on the hill by this tree where I think there was a Korok in the original game. Then we followed the flower and then we activated it, and then I built the hover bike, and I struggled for a while, but eventually got the hover bike out, and I went up here and I killed this Lionel, and I think, not positive, but I think that this was the last Lionel that I had, unique Lionel that I killed, not like killed before. We checked for Phantom Ganon there. I don't remember if we found him or not, but I looked for him. Sure as I'll look for him. And there was another I need to reach my friend guy. I don't remember how he solved it though. Maybe this is when we used the shock trap. I can't remember. It was either this camp or the last camp where we used the shock trap. Then there was like the race down through like the log. You had to go down the log fast enough, which was kind of interesting. And then there was that I need to reach my friend guy that went right back opposite direction to like the start of the race, which was kind of funny. Oh yeah, and then wasn't there like a Talos up here that I had no idea how I had missed so many times? So there was like a Talos like right there, and like down the hill was like a Stalnox or something. I think that was it. Oh yeah, we just kind of like ran from Korok Point to Korok Point there. Can't remember what I was doing there that involved a loop-de-loop. I guess it had something to do with it. I knew just my friend guy, but I don't entirely remember what I did. Went back to Proxim Bridge. Those ones were a little bit tricky to find because I think most of them were like underneath. Proxim Bridge, though, nice memories. Fond memories of the original game. And it was just kind of like jumping from Korok to Korok. I think that this one I nearly drowned. I'm pretty sure this is I need to reach my friend one, and I like almost drowned him. And I think this, not sure, but I think this was around the point I realized that the bottomless pond was the lake that you fell in at the start of the game, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. That's kind of cool. I hadn't like really like considered that before, but hitting a bunch of Koroks around the Krenel Hills and like shooting stuff under the bridges from like as far away as I realistically could. Oh, I think we checked that battle house again to see if we'd done it, and we had already done it. Kind of a funky path I was taking around here. But yeah, Gleok Bridge. Kind of fun unlocking that one again. I don't even know if we did it there. I think we did it later. But they had the Battle Talos. And then I think I missed a Korok on that bridge, though, so then I need to reach my friend guy, and we ended up doing that one later. Got a couple around the Forest of Time, including one that like you see that like triangle shape. That was like one that needed to reach their friend on the Great Plateau, and my hover bike was being a bit uncooperative. It kept smacking into the wall. I did it eventually. Oh, and there was that I need to reach my friend guy. I had like seen this guy when we were here before, and I like made a mental note of like, oh, that might be hard, because I was worried to like reach his friend, I'd have to pass by the same Hinox and Battle Towels we had killed all those streams ago. But it turns out no, you're actually like far enough north that you missed both of them, so it's fine. And there's another need to reach my friend guy that went the opposite direction over the Proxim Bridge there too. I think at least that's what that was. And this is around the point I started using the monocycle a bit, and I was like, oh man, this is really fast. This is a really good method of travel. I really like it. Oh yeah, and there was here where we like decided to like take on the monster camp while we waited for night to fall for the Stalnox to spawn. Yeah, because we had to go out there for a Korok anyway. I think we ultimately ended up having to warp in and warp out anyway to like get the load to like reload, but we did, yeah, like there, or maybe not. And there were a couple Koroks here back in this forest that we've been to a time before, and like, yeah, here's the one where like I saw this Korok from a distance, and like I sniped like the acorn or the balloon or whatever with a bow in order to pop it. But that meant that I didn't unlock the moat bridge, and so I was missing that from my list of locations for quite a while. This was me looking around Central Highlight, I think mostly for Koroks, but I was also looking for the Hinox before remembering that like, oh yeah, that was the one that was underground. Did we actually kill that guy? And then I went back and I checked, and I was like, oh yeah, we killed that Stalnox before. It's fine. It's whatever. Oh, this is me going after Koroks in Hyrule Castle. I had to like climb. There was one up in the Sanctum too. I think it was ringing the bell up at the top of the Sanctum. And I think I killed the Phantom Ganon in the docks while we were there, just to like, just because. This was me going to some like the cleanups. Yeah, there's the two in like Hebra that were both like ascension points. They're like the same ascension puzzle, and I had missed both of them. And then I went back to get the one that was like next to like Hudson that I had missed. Then there was like one by Rowless Pond. The one on the tail of the Great Elden Skeleton that I tried to ascend. I tried using Ascension like the entire way up the Great Elden Skeleton. And then it ended up having like turned back. Like I ended up having to ascend at like its rib cage instead, and then walk the whole tail again. Then went back, got this guy that I had passed by for the I Need to Reach My Friend one. I think it was like one in like the Eye of the Goron or something like that. And there was like a few other I had missed down in like Elden that I was like really surprised I had missed. Oh, and then I used a bridge to do the dive guy. Went back for that one. Was there a Korok? Wait, what was that? Oh, there was a Korok there. Huh, I forgot. Finally got the two in Terrytown, picking up the rock and ringing the bell. I think I had to look at least one of those ones up, if not both of them. I knew I had to look up the rock up. I can't remember because I tried ringing the bell with like an arrow the first time we were there, and we went back the second time. I think I caved and looked it up, and it was like, oh, use Ultra Hand. I was like, oh, that makes sense. I think I had to dive off the corner of the maze to get that one. One hidden on like the corner of Eventide. I was checking the rest of Eventide for more, but no, we had them. Finally did the Korok one. And then, like, between sessions, I think that's when I finally did the Korok one. And then between sessions, I checked if there were still any I was missing on the surface. And it turns out that there was. But first we went to the depths, and we killed off this Franx. It was, like, the one Franx that was kind of, like, out of the way that I missed. And then I think we were checking some other, like, mines and, like, Yiga camps that we had missed out on. Trying to get as much shit from, like, the outer edges that I had missed as possible. Like, there was, like, a Talos or something down there. There's like, maybe again, I think there's like a Talos over there. The Flux Construct we hadn't done. We hadn't done this Marbled Goma yet. That one was a little bit more obvious. Missed that Yiga camp. Somehow missed like a Franx or... Yeah, we somehow missed there was like a Franx up there and then like a Flux Talos like just below it. And they were like all in the same like boss area next to the Marbled Goma. And I thought that was a bit whack, but they were also close to each other. Then I think we went up, double-checked that Talos, and it's like, oh yeah, we did do that one. Then we killed the last Queen Gibdo. I think it was the last Marble Goma we just killed, too. Went out because there was like a Talos, and was there a Hinox in this area, too? No, it was the Flux Contract, and we already did that one, so. Then we started exploring Central Hyrule, and killing the mostly Franxes, but occasionally red Hinoxes. I think like one or two battle taluses that were like around the region. That Franx kill I remember being kind of satisfying. That might have been our last one. Like okay, like this was a Talos, but this was like a Franx, and I think that was our last Franx kill. And I also remember freaking out a bit because it's like, wow, that's so close to like a path I went through like pretty early on exploring the depths. How did I not see that? Which might have been after we had done the what the fuck was that? What the hell? What just happened? I heard something fall down and clatter, and I have no idea where it even was. It fell and clattered. Well, I'll have to look for that later. whatever fell down. Sounded a bit like paper, but then hitting something and crumbling it. But nothing looks out of place. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I kept exploring the perimeter and the edge. Wait, was that a flux construct? Yeah, that was. I forgot that there was one in the Central Hyrule. Oh well. And there was like a Hinox there, and then there was like two Hinoxes like right next to each other over there, and then I killed both of them, and I was like, oh, I'm still missing two Talos kills. And then I was like, I went and got the last Yiga schematic back in that mine that I had like skipped out on before I went back to it to get the last Yiga schematic. But not the last Schema Stone. That's still to come. Went to farm some ingredients. And then I started exploring, I think, of like trying to find. Oh, here's okay. This is my star fragment farming. Yeah, this is when I went put for like an hour and a half. I just kept like teleporting back and forth and getting star fragments between these two locations. Which I guess we can kind of like see how much of the hero's journey that actually takes up here. Because I got a pretty good chunk of them. I thought I had gotten all I needed for upgrades, but I didn't. But like, okay, like saying that, I had it listed that I needed 80, but I had only spent like 5. And a lot of the guides I was seeing online said I needed like 105. And so I thought I must have miscounted somewhere. I probably need more than 80, but I'll just collect 80 to start with, because that's how much I know that I need. And if I need more, I can just farm again later. And I did end up having to farm again later. Yeah, you can see how even at like ×3 speed, can you see how like repetitive this kind of got after a while? I got bored of it pretty quick. Originally, I was like, oh, wow, that sounds like a good method to make money. You get like 200 rupees per star fragment. But like, God, it got boring as hell. I'm sure you paid pretty close attention. You might also be able to spot the points where I'm popping amiibo. I kind of forgot when those were. But I'm sure like an eagle-eyed viewer. Oh, yeah, and here I saw Dinral, and so I went to get Dinral. Or it might have been White Dragon, but I think it was Dinral. I went and got a part from Dinral midway through harvesting. I think I did it for Feroce. No, Feroce and Dinral were both there when I started, and I think I skipped out on both of them. But then the Light Dragon passed by, and I got the Light Dragon, and I think I got Feroce like when she like looped back again, because I think she looped back again somehow, which was kind of crazy. Or maybe I missed Dinral and I did go for Feroce. It was something like that. Oh, it's back on ×1 because I stopped it. I was like, why is it taking so much longer now? Oh, that might have been me taking a break for Ferocia. Or maybe the Light Dragon had reached there by now. I don't think it did. It wouldn't make much sense if it would. Yeah, I know it would be impossible for that to happen. But it might have been a little break for Ferocia. Oh. And we're back to farming ingredients. I think this is how I opened like the next stream. I was just getting some ingredients. Or checking out the Ray Fairy for upgrades. Okay, yeah. And this was back when we started playing again. And then it's like, okay, I know for a fact where the last an Addison sign I missed was. And I went over here and it turned out like, yep, that was the last Addison sign. So we finished all the Addison sign quests. That was really cool. Then we went down here and I think there was like a Talus that we had definitely missed there. And then I kept like checking locations that we had already been to for Taluses, like thinking, oh, maybe there's one here. No, we killed that one. Maybe there's one here. No, we killed that one. And then we got the point where it's like, oh yeah, there was one on the map where I was pretty positive we haven't been to it, and we still haven't gone to that one. I probably should have like rechecked my work, but it was like, yeah, Satori Mountain. It would go back here. It was like, yeah, Satori Mountain. We had never been on this like hill in Satori Mountain, and there was a Talus in Satori Mountain, and I had never remembered killing one there. But I was like, was there one in the cave with the Satori statue? I don't think there was, but no, it was like right up there is where the last statue was. So then we killed that and turned it into, and then we went back to the emergency shelter, and we got all of our monster medals, which was very cool. Pretty satisfying to have pulled that one off. And even though there's no medal for it, we had killed all the Lionels at that point. Oh, and then we went after some of the Miscellanean Koroks, because like, there's two Koroks right next to each other there. So then we got like that Korok to like finish that one out. And there was like that one on the bridge that I mentioned earlier, the Need to Reach My Friend guy that I had missed, and we got him. Then we got the one that was like in the race course. I think there was a Need to Reach My Friend guy over there or something that we had to like take down. One by like the Rock Woods, which I think might have also been I Need to Reach My Friend, but it was a very short distance. It was like just like, yeah, it was. Actually, no, that is a bit of a distance. I think if I remember right, he was right here, and you just had to cross over here. So it's not like that far, but you know. Oh, and here, I think, yeah, this is when I started farming in the depths to try and find the Royal Claymore, because you were looking for the remaining weapons for our compendium, or at least a couple of them. And eventually I figured out, like, oh, one respawns here, and I kept reloading the save until I got the one that I wanted. And then we used it. Oh, I just killed that Lionel outright, apparently. Or did I not? What did I do there? What did I do up here? Did we kill this Lionel? I thought I stopped at Lookout Landing. Like, I got the thing. And I was... Heard it again. Because I got the thing, and then I thought I stopped at Lookout Landing to, like, upgrade it into a Lionel killer. But maybe I didn't. Maybe I did that on the fly when we were down there. And then I might be thinking of the tutorial video I watched on it, because that was definitely in Lookout Landing. Maybe I did just do that live on the spot there, and then I killed that Lionel as a demonstration. Probably could do it. Then I think I was looking for, like, the Feathered Edge a little bit, and I might have did some save reloading, because it was, like, at one of those spots. Yeah. And then we started looking after the Boulder Breaker, and we checked, like, a lot of spots. And then I ended up, like, save reloading like around this light route and like checking these two over and over again, and eventually we got one that was there. Then we had like all of the like depths weapons, like pristine versions of the weapons. I think, or did we? Oh, hold on, go back. Oh yeah, and then I think this is about the point I started my moot streams. And I went and I farmed some shields. Yeah, and then I went and killed the King Gleok and I went and killed the King Gleok in the depths. Just while I had my Master Sword active. And then I like went up and placed a travel medallion and killed that King Gleok. Then I kind of experimented a bit with the point I wanted to do it. I tried it here and it's like, no, that's not going to be nearly far enough with like a glider or something. And so I just did the same method I did the first time to get to that King Gleok, and I put down a travel medallion there. Then I used roughly the same method we used to get to this guy, and we just killed him without a travel medallion. Then I went down to the Gerudo Desert, and I just kind of farmed Electrolizzles, and I was doing like save reloads where I was like walking up nearby one, saving, sneak striking them, reloading over and over again. just killing them over and over again until I actually got a tail, and then we continue on. I think I also killed a Phantom Ganon there too, the one in the top right. And I kept doing that, and it didn't happen now, but I'll point out when it happens, because I think everyone happens. Yeah, and there were some more around this beach. And there were some of the Farron Woods. Did I go straight to Farron Woods next, or was I restocking? I might have been restocking here on like milk and I was restocking on like the milk and the wheat and shit. And also some Goron spice apparently, which I did need, so it's good that I did that. I think I went after a dragon part there, and then I went through the like Farron Woods, and I think it was I don't think it was there. I think it was like there. I think here. Yeah, I'm pretty positive it was here because it was at like a camp. And I killed this guy, and it was like the last electric Lizzle I had like marked out as like, ooh, this is a potential spot where they can be. Maybe there were other spots where they could spawn, but it was like the last one that like my guide said you could like go and kill one, and I killed it, and it got me to like my 54th tail, and it was like exactly 54 electric Lizzle tails I needed for all my suit upgrades. And so I was like, oh well, that's great, that's excellent. And so then then I did something here that I kind of regret a bit, where I was like, I had it in my notes that I needed 6 Lionel Guts. I had it in my notes that I either needed 6 Lionel Guts or 36, when I actually just needed 30. But I looked at the little marking that said maybe 6, and I thought I only needed 6. And so then I spent like almost all of my Lionel Guts on potions to get the money to upgrade my suits. So then I had to do like additional Lionel farming, which was like a little bit annoying. But yeah, I think you can see me going down now and killing like some Lionels back to back, or at least checking the locations where they could be. I kind of like went through the depths because I knew there were mostly whites and silver down there. So even though it was eating up all my bomb flowers, it was at least getting me like somewhere towards killing all the Lionels, I was getting like close. That one was a little bit easier that time because the stall monsters didn't attack me that time. But that one was still a pain in the ass, the one by the wall there. Then I skipped the red one that was there, but then I did the Lionel Coliseum again. And that got me like a pretty good chunk of guts. And then I like kind of capped it off with this guy. I think that might have even been where I ended a stream. I think I started the next stream killing that one, maybe. I think is what I ended up doing. Oh, and then I started farming green Lizzle tails, I think. No. Was it green or was it blue? I think it was green. And again, I'm trying to think about what I was watching and listening to myself at the time. I think that this day when I was doing this long stream, I watched like HB Bomberman's like massive like plagiarism video. Well, actually, no, that was with the yellow Lizzles. I was watching that one when I was farming the yellow Lizzle tails. And then after that, he had like another plagiarism video that was like older, but not as like meaty and well known, about like this guy who set like false like video gaming records, and I was listening to that one while I was like killing blue and green Lionel Lizzles over and over again. And I think we might have missed it. Did I go back for the Lionel? I don't know if I did or not. But I think it was around the time I hit this bridge, the blood moon started like churning up, and so I was doing save reload. So this took place over the case of like 15, 20 minutes. But like I killed like all 3 of the ones here as fast as I could while doing save reloads. And then the blood moon hit, and I was able to like kill them all again. So that kind of bumped up my tail count just like by a tad. There were some silver Lizalfos though in some of the camps too, which made them a little bit tricky to get sometimes. But it was definitely doable. Wait. Oh yeah, and there's me stopping by the Sky Islands for rockets again. Me killing the King Gleeok again. I think I started with the 2 where I had warps to them. Then I restocked on rockets. Oh, and then I did the other sky one. I forgot that I did. I think my master sword was recharging at that point. And then I went and did the Gleeok Den again. Went down there. And I think that set me at like a point where I only had like, I think it was like 1 more Gleeok gut I needed, and so that was very good. Can't remember why I went back to the Central Abandoned Mine. I think I might have bought like large crystallized charges or something. Maybe that's what I did. Perhaps. Oh, I was checking if a Phantom Ganon was there or not. I'm not sure if there was one, and I did encounter one there. And then I like harvested Swift Violets, and I think this is about the point the Bomber video ended. Was when I was middle of the Swift Violets. What was I harvesting there? What was I farming over here? It might have been fireflies. I don't remember what I was getting over there. Now we're getting into the recent ones, and so my memory is like a little bit better. But also, I'm not going to remember every single thing I was doing, to be fair, so don't expect me to remember. Oh, and I think I was selling some shit there back and forth a little bit to raise like a little bit of money. It wasn't bright blooms, but I was like doing some selling, trying to get things leveled up. I think I stopped for some milk in the middle of there too or something. What was I doing at Rutile Lake? Why did I go back here? Oh yeah, I was getting some more of like the energetic beetles. Yeah, I was getting more beetles from the beetle tree. I think we had already at least I think we had already like gotten it at that point. Or maybe not. Maybe this was me first discovering the beetle tree. I thought I did that on a talking stream, but maybe not. Oh, I remember what that was. Oh, sorry, I just completely like glossed over that. Hold on, we'll rewind a bit. This was me doing the cooking stream where I was figuring out all the cooking recipes. And like by the end of it all, I was only missing like a handful of ingredients. And so it's like, oh, I needed like one cheese. And so we worked at Hatino and we got like one cheese. And then I needed like one like rugged beetle. And so we went over here and we tried to find like the beetle tree. And it's like, oh, there's the lady with the gliok guts and her husband. And we talked to them again. And then went, what did we get? I think it was like a chill fin or something. No, not a chill fin. There was something down in this lake. It might have been a chillfin trout that we had to get. And then we went over here and we tried to find whole birds a little bit because I heard like a tip from like one Redditor that you could get whole birds here from like the white doves. But then I thought like, yeah, screw it. We'll do the Elden ostriches. And like second like place we warped, we found one and then we just saved, reloaded, and like the second save reload, we managed to kill it and we got the whole bird. And we went back and we like cooked up like all the remaining recipes in the game. And we finished our recipe book, and so that was cool. And then I switched back to mute streams again, in order to harvest like a little bit of resources. I think I was getting sizzlefin trouts from the secret hot springs mostly. There was a bit where I stopped over here to like go kill a hinox. I had it marked down that it was a black hinox, but it was actually a blue hinox, and I killed it like 4 times in a row trying to get a gut because it's like a 50 chance drop. And after like the 4th time, I was like, yeah, screw it. I'll just leave with the horn, take my spoils, and leave. I think I killed it. More sizzlefin. No, I didn't kill the Talos there. I thought I killed the Talos there again. But I was focusing on sizzlefin. And I went through this whole cave system getting chillfin trout. I do remember that. And then we got some boltfin on that island. I put down my travel medallion just in case we needed to get them. And then I went and fought this Lionel again. And I think this second time went a little bit better. But that's not going to last. Killed that white Lionel again. Because I think that was the second time I think that's the second time I fought that Lionel. I think the 3rd time is when it like kicked my ass again. I think I was here for blue Lizzletails actually. I think it was green Lizzletails I was farming in the bog, and then it was like blue Lizzletails I was getting like there. Yeah, I'm pretty positive that's what I was just doing. And then I started going after the rare Taluses for diamonds and the black hinoxes for their guts. And those are what those 2 kills were about. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, and I killed the black hinox that was guarding that Korok again, and the rare Talus that was down here. I should keep like mixing up. That one was actually rare if it was luminous. That one was rare. I know that one. Harvested a few more resources. I think it was mostly beetles around the lake again. I probably should have picked up some honey while I was there. I don't think I did. Killed the rare Talus there and the rare Talus there. Then I killed the real Talus. Or I think it was it a rare Talus or a regular Talus? It must have been a rare. Killed the Talus on the by the Horse God Bridge. Then I killed like the one that I had the funny fight with over in there again. Then I killed the black hinox on the lake. Went for Fandom again, and I couldn't find him. I might have killed the luminous Talus, but I don't think I did. I think, what was it? Was that a hinox or a Talus? I think this is a black hinox. I'm pretty sure that was a black hinox up there. Which is weird because I seem to remember killing it in my mute streams, but not my actual streams, which is weird. Killed that black hinox again and that rare Talus again. When I got the black hinox in the cave again. Sold some more shit and we upgraded my gear a little bit more, just to like. And then I think after that suit upgrade, I think I also made like a better like guided note of like, okay, now I definitely know I'm missing this and I need that, but I don't need this and that. Stop by my Bolt Friend again. What did I go back up there? What did I just do up there? That. Oh yeah, I was getting butterflies again. Yeah, I was getting some more butterflies. Then I ended up buying some of the electric stuff from like some of like Beatles shops. Oh, did I kill the Thundergleek again? I don't think I did. Why did I go to the... Wait, no. Wait, what was I? Hold on, go back. I wasn't super paying attention there. Oh, no, yeah, no, I did. Because I knew I did the Lionel Arena at another point. Yeah, this was me going and doing the Lionel Arena again. And then I killed that White Lionel again. Explored like Mount Hylia a bit. I think I was looking for Black Bokoblin. I think I was looking for Black Lizalfos and Black Boss Bokoblins. And I found like only one Black Lizalfos, so I was hoping for like 2 or 3, and then I found like one Black Bokoblin. Killed that Black Linox again. Went for a Boss Bokoblin up there. Boss Bokoblin like there. I think I was killing the Michael Towers or something. There's some black. There's like Bokoblins. I remember that I went in this cave expecting a black Bokoblin, but it was a silver Bokoblin because it scaled. Then I left the cave and saw Nidra, and then I fought Nidra. And while trying to get to Nidra, my sensor went off and said that there was a black boss Bokoblin. So after I got the Nidra part, I flew back and I killed the black boss Bokoblin that was like there. That was kind of fun or funny. Oh yeah, and then I used my like I ran and then used my monobike to go kill I think it was a regular boss there, and then used the monobike to go kill another regular boss down there. Which actually, looking back in it, I made like a comment before. Yeah, no, this was my first red box Bokoblin. This is the one that I kept like farming over and over again. So that explains why I remember them being in different spots of the ruins. Yeah, that makes more sense. Killed that Black Hinox again, and then I think I forgot that I did that like after like a blood moon hit around that point, and I forgot that this was like the first thing that I did during that blood moon. Did a bit of a big oopsie. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah, I went to the Sky Islands first, because then I went and I killed the King Gliok, and I think that was my last King Gliok kill. Don't quote me on that. Oh no, I had to kill them all again. Okay, yeah. So we're still a little bit ways off. Nope. And actually, I went down and I killed the King Gliok this time, third instead of last, because the Master Sword actually was recharged that time. Yeah, did another 4 King Glioks. And then, once again, very very shortly after I did it last time, I went back and I did the Lionel Coliseum again. Because I actually don't even know I killed the White Lionel again, or that one again. I don't even know, because I'm pretty positive it is a guaranteed drop from Silver Lionels. I can't remember if White Mains are guaranteed to drop guts or not, because it feels like there's been some times where I thought I killed one, but then I didn't get a new gut. And I think this is the time, yeah, this is the time where this Lionel just absolutely handed my shit to me again. And I find it so weird about like every Lionel in the game. This is the one that was consistently hurting me. It gave me a lot of shit when I was killing the Lionels legit, and then even after getting the Lionel backbreaker that could basically insta-gimp them, I kept reloading the save there over and over again to try and kill it. And also checking for a little bit more Volt Fruit. Originally, like, it said, or Volt Fish, because originally it said there was some like here, so I dived in, but then like I didn't really have like the resources to like build a boat on the fly and get to the regular spot, and so then I walked over there. I think then that's when I put the travel medallion then, because I haven't warped there back there yet. Killing Molduga. Killed those 2 Molduga, then went up and killed that Molduga. And then I worked to there to go kill that Molduga. And I seem to remember my brother interrupting me at that point a little bit. Oh, then I killed some black Moblins around Hyrule Castle. Went and killed the 2 red boss Bokoblins again to get their horns. Went back for that black boss Bokoblin again. Hold on. And I was in the sky. Yeah, I was gliding. Was I chasing Faroche, I think? Yeah, I was chasing Faroche because Faroche went underground. Oh, I think I was looking for the Light Dragon, maybe? Or, no. I was looking for Dinral here. Oh, and I went to get a couple more Lizzle parts. I think I needed like one more blue Lizzle tail or like two more, something like that. So I went to like the two like easiest ones I knew. And then I got another black boss with Cobble and Horn there, which might have been my last one. I'm not sure. Checked for that Phantom Ganon again, and I think it still wasn't there. Checked for that one again, and it still wasn't there. I think there was there a Phantom Ganon there? I think there was a Phantom Ganon here, and I needed a weapon stash. Like, I needed more weapons, so I went and killed that one, and that one was there, which was quite useful. I tried to kill the one in the Incata Citadel there, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't at the time. But like I was like on like a very very slight ledge to get some height, and even though I was constantly peppering with the arrows, that slight ledge was enough for it to count for me to run away, even though I was like still within range for them to theoretically grab me. And so they despawned. So then I went to kill this rare Talos again, and it's kind of funny. Every time I went to kill this rare Talos, there's like a Lizzle like here. Maybe it's here, but I think it's like here. There's like a Lizzle, and when you run past this way, the Lizzle notices you and chases you, and then they chase you all the way to the Talos, and then you climb up on the Talos, and then the Lizzle gets scared because there's a Talos, and it runs back away. And it's just kind of funny every time. When I killed the Black Hinox again, no, I still needed Black Hinox parts. I might have just done it for the guts for like selling, maybe. Then went after rare Taloses a little bit more. Yeah, I was still killing Black Hinoxes, so I must have still needed their guts. Checking back into my Volt Fin. I think I considered going to my Dodongos there, or maybe I was buying electric. I might have been buying electric, like Darners or something. Yeah, because when I went, yeah, because after I went to there, I went to here, and I bought some electric Darners off of Beetle, and then I went back to my house for a free time skip, and then I went back and bought more from Beetle, because it's like usually with the shops, you went to buy the resources, then warp somewhere else and sleep twice, and then warp back and buy more resources. For Beetle, I don't think you have to do that, though. I think if you sleep in the same like stable he's at, he still restocks. But I didn't want to waste money. I didn't want to waste money on the restock. Oh, and then I went down here for Deep Fireflies. That's what I went for. Yeah. And I think I went back here for more beetles. Yeah. And I thought there was a black boss here, but it was a silver. But then there were some ice likes. I thought they were in the cave at first, but it turns out they were out by like the ledge of like the river. I think I was checking there for ice or fire likes too, but because I just kind of glanced at the mini map and I thought that they were here, but they weren't actually here. They were up here in that same cave with the silver boss that I left before, and there was like 2 or 3 ice likes there, so I killed them all and I got all the ice like stones I needed. Stopped for more Voltfin. Then I started looking for Sizzlefin, and I think like I went back to every single spring for more Sizzlefin. And I was like one short of what I needed, which was kind of hilarious, but also kind of sad. Then I did some more upgrading just to like triple check that like, yeah, this is all I'm missing. Went to Bellspring Island and I started farming constructs, or at least looking for constructs. I don't think I was very successful this time around, but this is when I started hunting for Captain Constructs. There was Captain Construct 1 there, I know. But I started hunting them down to kill them for their horns. Oh, and I think what stage was there? I think this was another stage 1, yeah. By the Typhlo ruins, there were like 2 stage 3s, and then there was like a stage 4 and a stage 2 up on the right corner. So there was like a lot of them up there. There's a stage 3 down there. See, this is a little bit more fresh in my memory. There was a stage 2 down there next to a stage 4. Originally, it was 2 stages 2s, but of course, scaling upgraded a couple of them. And then there was another stage 2, over here. I think there was a stage 3 and a stage 4 up there, I think. Of course, there were my 2 stage 3s down there from that camp that I cleared before. I loved. There's a stage 2 and a stage 4 down by that pillar. And this is what I learned, that you can actually redo the bloody, the naked shrines. And if there's a construct in them, and if there is a construct in them, you can harvest them for horns, but you can only do it like once per like respawn cycle. And I think I went up there for something. I can't remember what though. There's some kind of construct there, I think, that I finally ended up finding. I was checking those ones, and I don't think I actually found the constructs I needed over there. Got a couple more Voltfin. Oh, and then here's when I used my fishing trawler. I was actually had a lot of fun here. And actually, again, talking about if I can remember what I was listening to or not. I was listening because of course my recommendation after watching the HB Bomber plagiarism video. One of the things that it gave me was the Tomska plagiarism video that was made like in like kind of like response to that. And I remember listening to like a bit of a funny bit he was doing here about one of the times that he stole a joke and joked about somebody else stealing the joke, even though that he just stolen their joke, and it was like, oops, yikes. But yeah, I just kind of like went around this lake in the fishing trawler, and it was very effective. I managed to get a lot of fish, and it really bumped up my full fin count because that was one of those things that was worrying me. It's like, oh man, it's gonna take a while to get all of those. Then I tried this lake again because it had a lot of good fish in the first game, but it didn't have any in this game. I did go back to the exchange ruins for that red Boko. It actually might have upgraded to a different kind of Boko, but I went down there to fight a boss Boko again, apparently. Or maybe I did something else there. It might have been like a black moblin or something. Getting from some smolder rings over here. Maybe throwing in a few fire lizzles and rare ore deposits occasionally. Went back to Thunder Plateau. I don't think this was for Slick Violets. I think this was for Winter Wings, question mark. It's weird where like the cold butterflies spawn like in like a certain part of here. And I used my stealth set. There's like 2 areas where they could spawn down there. So I got a few of them. And then I checked the spring again. I think I got my last Sizzlefin. I got some Ice Key Swings from there. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, what happened here is I got like half of the Ice King wings I was missing. And so then I went to Kakariko, and I started farming sticky frogs off the walls of Kakariko. And around getting one of the sticky frogs, a Blood Moon hit. And after the Blood Moon hit, I checked there for Voltfin because that was another potential spot. But after the Blood Moon hit, I went back there and I killed the Ice Keys again, and I managed to get the second half of wings that I needed, which was very funny that it ended up working out like that. Wait, actually, what did I do there? Hold on, what was I doing here? I must have been selling shit to Beetle. That's probably all I was doing. Oh, and then here I was checking the shrine. I don't think they had respawned yet, though. Oh, this is me going to the East Barrens to kill some Gibdos. I think very shortly after. Yeah, immediately after, actually. I went underground, and I killed Gibdo. I mainly was like farming like winged Gibdos here in the underground. I was listening to something about Bill Nye, I think, while I was resetting the loads there. I went up there for the Firelight and the Luminous Stones. Went over here for the Fire Keys, and I struggled a little bit. So I ended up, because like the tip that I got was to follow the minecart track, but getting on the minecart track from this side was like basically impossible. So I ended up going to the surface and going back in the front entrance of the cave as like it would be the smart thing to do. Accidentally went back there for some reason though. I think I might have saw like a smother ring or something, and I went back for it. Or like maybe I killed the Igneo Talus there. Is there an Igneo Talus there? I can't remember. It's kind of funny. Pointed out again last stream, but technically my last death was all the way back, like right above like the P and speed on the hero's journey with that Igneo Talus. But yeah, and I rode the minecart with Yunabo, and you can see me doing laps there because I was trying to get that one last fire keys, and eventually I gave up because like, oh, there's a lot of them in the last room anyway. And then went to the last room, and there was just like 10, 20 of them, and I got all the fire keys wings I needed. Because it's nice, because when you hit them with Yunabo and his like ball charge attack thing, and the keys drop wings, you auto-collect them because you're technically like in a vehicle in the sky, quote-unquote, kind of thing. So the game gives them to you automatically, which is cool. I think I was killing another boss Boko there. I was recharging my rocket shields because I think that this actually is my last King Gliok kill, yeah. And that got me my 9th gut. I guess technically my 18th gut, but whatever. I went to kill this Lionel again because I was still a little bit low on Lionel guts. I can't remember why I went back here. Why did I go back here? I can't remember what I was getting. Oh, sticky frogs. Yeah, there were sticky frogs in that well. So I went for the sticky frogs. Then I got some more Voltfin. I checked in on the construct again, and he still wasn't back. And so then I started. And this time, Normally with the fire and ice lizard path, I would just follow the whole thing because you killed so many anyway that it was normally fine. But I was kind of desperate to get things done, and so I did reload saves to kill fire and ice lizards, and I ended up like ending at roughly the same place. Or I mean, if you go back, you'll see that yeah, I went like one camp further, and I think it was the ice ones than the fire ones in order to get everything I was missing. Yeah. Although it might be I might be the other way around on that. Oh, hold on. I went to the Sky Islands, and I think I was farming Aracudas. Yeah, and I did some save reloading for that one Aracuda, even though I didn't really have to. And I think there, or was it? Was it? Oh no, I don't think it was. I was getting some rare ore deposits, rare taluses, I think there. I think it was a star fragment fell on there, and I went to get it, and then I got that rare talus and that rare talus. Yeah, the constructs still haven't spawned back in. But yeah, I was just going to each rare talus. But because I think I might have had enough diamonds at that point, but I still needed money, and so I thought like, well, Blood Moon hit, I'll go get them all again. So I went back all to the rare talus locations, although I forgot the one in the Garichi Plains or the whatever. Assuming that was a rare. Got a couple more smolder rings. I think that put me over the edge. And then I started killing rare taluses in the depths. I'd only killed them on the surface so far because that's all I really needed to. But now I was like, okay, let's make this a little bit faster and get some more gems by just going to the ones down there. And Colgera almost attacked me there. There's another point where that happened. Well, I do know another point where that happened, but that's what I'm thinking of. And then did I stop back in there for something? I can't remember what it was. I think I was getting more frogs here. Here I was getting hot-footed frogs because they were good for making elixirs. Yeah, I went here and I was originally planning on like cooking up some elixirs to sell, but I was running out of critters, and so then I made a detour to Atino to get frogs. Then I went up and I upgraded at the fairy fountain, and I popped my amiibo after being at the fairy fountain. And I think that's about, or was that the point? No, it's still not that point yet. Yeah, no. And then I think I was like really lucky in that the constructs had respawned, and so I was like double checking some of them, and I think I got my last one horn. Oh, and then I star fragment farmed a little bit here. I did some more star fragment farming, not as long because I only needed 20 of them or something, but it still took me a bit. Oh, and I think what happened here is I spotted Dinral on just the corner of my eye, and I was like, oh shit, are there any shrines in that area? So then I went to the surface and I built my hover bike and I flew up to get Dinral, and I think that might have been my last Dinral part that I needed. I'm not really sure though. And I think I was checking for Nidra here because I needed one more part from Nidra too. I think I got a light dragon there though, actually. And then I got a light dragon part, and then I started looking for Nidra because I found light dragon while looking for Nidra. I just was like, I won't pass it up. And so I had an extra light dragon horn, which was nice because they sell for good. Oh yeah, and then I caught her going in, and I flew over to catch her as she was entering the depths. And I think I rode her all the way into the depths, just guarantee that I got the part. Because I was getting spikes from her too. Oh, and then here I was going to every single of the mines. I was going to all the mines, and I was buying out their stock of large zonite charges. Because it was one for one for large zonite to large zonite charge, and I didn't need and I only needed 30 large zonite, so I was spending a decent chunk of it. Oh, and I think was this the point where they did? Yeah, I think that might have been the point. Yeah, that was the point where the constructs did end up respawning, and so then I started like going the route again and killing mostly the twos, but also a handful of threes because I needed more twos than threes, and so I was like really trying to focus on like, okay, there was a two here, right? Yeah, there was a two, but I also had stopped for the threes if I was like in the area anyway, like there, for example. Like for example, like here, okay, you had a three here and you had a three here, but then it was like a one here and like a four here or something, and so I was like, okay, I'll get the threes, but I don't need the one and the four anymore, so I'll just ignore them. Um, Oh yeah, because I used the sky tower to glide over to that one. And that might have been my last one, was it? Oh no, yeah, I also went to kill this one up here. Yeah, got a heal at the bed, and oh, and then here is where I started my next like sort of stage of the plan of like, okay, I got all the construct horns I need now. Next thing that I'm really needing is large zonite charges, and so this started a route of me just traveling to like basically every location that had a flux construct and like killing them over and over again. And I think I got through all but like two or three of the ones that were in the Sky Islands, and then I stopped the stream. And then the next stream, I finished the Sky Island ones. No, there's where I stopped. I stopped here, and then between sessions, I popped Amiibo. And this is the one bit where, like, I think because of like how the Flux Construct cores affect memory, the like Midna and Wolf Link Amiibo spawned in so much meat that the meat started despawning, which I thought was kind of hilarious. But yeah, I just kind of went to every single Flux Construct and killed them and hoped for cores. I think threes can definitely drop them. I don't think ones can. I think for twos, it's because I don't even know if it's guaranteed for threes, but I think the twos can sometimes drop them. So I don't think I ended up bothering to fight the Great Sky Island one though. I think I just forgot technically, but it also wouldn't have mattered if I did because I don't think that it can drop a Flux Construct one. I don't think it can. I'm gonna rewind that in case I ever edit this into like a better video. I'm gonna rewind that so I'm not burping in the middle of my sentence. I don't think it can drop the large crystallized charge, the flux construct one. Oh, and then here, yeah, and then here is when I started exploring the depths for them. And actually, I managed to get like a pretty perfect amount. I think I was like only like one or two flux constructs off, clearing out the entire depths, and I got enough. Which like, if I didn't get it in those last couple, it also wouldn't have super mattered because I was getting like a bit of large zonite along the way too, and I marked off like Frank's locations where I could get even more large zonite. So I could have probably bought some more from the mines at that point, but still, you know. Yeah, see, I even stopped by that mine to get its resources on the way because I hadn't been to that mine before. I think I was watching a Lethal Company video from Pyrocynical or something on this point. I think that's what I was. There's a few points where I like paused to like look back at it because it was one where it's like, oh, there's actually some visual jokes in this one. Oops. Oh, and then was this? Oh no, that was a flux construct I just killed there. I wasn't sure if that was. Is there another one I go after? No. Okay, yeah. Now here's where I went and upgraded, and I think I popped the amiibo after upgrading there. And then this is the point, I'm pretty sure, where I was like so close to getting fully upgraded. I was like basically there. And so I think I restarted the stream. Yeah. I started doing another like talking stream and I went around and like I got more Koroks. And I think that this was my first Korok where I had to climb on like the side of a wall. But I resumed my hunt for the Koroks. I just kind of went for like Skyline. Yeah, because I failed my hover bike or my like wing was not enough to get me over there. So I did something with it. And there was the one that was super high up right there. I had to jump off the maze for that one. I went to the wrong spot of Thunderhead and fought the constructs again before looping back to like the correct spot. There's like two of them around there. There was two around the towers, but the wind had stopped, so it was actually hard to get up the towers this time. It was a bit funny. I think I stopped for some luminous stones there too, because that was one of the things that I was missing. I was missing like luminous stones and I think like a topaz. I needed like 30 luminous stones and a topaz, and I could have fully upgraded everything. And there was me checking the one that there was the one right here is where I had a Korok marked where I thought I hadn't done it, but I had done it, and that's where like my count was fucked up because my count was like perfect otherwise. But then there was that guy. I think I was looking for a Zora Shield. I think, yeah, this is me looking for the Zora Shield and not finding it, or maybe that was still that was probably still Koroks actually. I was also activating some of the gumball machines as we went. Oh, last maze dive. That one I did a couple times because I kind of wanted to get it as high as the other ones were, and I didn't. So oops, oops. Okay, yeah, and then we finished the Sky Koroks, and so then we went for the Great Plateau ones. Um, there's a couple I need to reach my friends. We already passed them, but and there was like two on top of like the Temple of Time ruins. We talked to the lady dressed as Zelda, like where the old man used to be. I think that was before this. That was like when we were like there, but you know what I mean. Talked to the old man that was dressed like Zelda. We went back into the Shrine of Resurrection and killed the Yiga again in order to get the Master Cycle. I think that was the last thing we did after we got all the Koroks on the Great Plateau. Then we got our last Schema Zone, and we got like the remade version of the freaking Master Cycle. Then we went to the Sky Islands, and I was worried my count was off for a while, so I paused for a while. But turned out my count was fine. And we just kind of like warped around the Great Sky Island, collecting as many Koroks as we could. And eventually, I went back and I got the one in the Shrine of Awakening as like my very last Korok. Then we stopped by Hetsu. We turned in all the Korok seeds and we got his shit. And then we went back to the Great Sky Island because I wanted to talk to my first Korok. I mean, technically, my first Korok was like these ones that I need to reach my friend guys over here. But this was my first like actual Korok. And I spent forever trying to find it again. It's like it was actually a very well hidden one. I have no idea how I found it like so blind on my first playthrough. And then this, yeah, and this is me cleaning out some of like the map completion where it's like, okay, that device dispenser wasn't done. That device dispenser wasn't done. I don't know if he'd even activated it. We hadn't done this mine yet, so I had to get that marked off the map. We hadn't done either of these mines, and like Colgera almost like attacked us a couple of times because we were so close to her arena. We hadn't done this mine, the Valora mine. I wasn't sure if we had done. Yeah, we hadn't done the Boru mine. We hadn't done the Madorna mine. We hadn't done the Secret Spring of Revival. I saved that for like last in the depths, even though there were still some depths locations I was missing. And I was like, oh, that's very pretty. That's a very cool structure. I quite like that one. That one's cool. We went up to the surface and we found like this chasm, and we dove down it just to see what was down there. Went back up to the surface and we went to this chasm, dove down, and it was like, oh, it leads to that Yiga camp. This chasm, it's weird that they were like all in like the same area, especially because we would walk by that one so many times. Head over and finally got the Gliok Bridge marked off. Very funny because like I had that in my back of my mind of like I've definitely heard Gleoks before, and that was because of the Gliok Bridge, I think. Finally got the Moat Bridge. Double check these locations. I think I was looking for, was it a wooden bow? Yeah, I think it was a wooden bow. But I think it was old wooden bows that they had here. And so that didn't really help me in the end of things. But then we found one over there, like in the middle of the outpost ruins, like right on the ground. And while we were there, we checked out this chasm too, to mark it off the map. And then we climbed up here to get that chasm. I'm actually not surprised that I missed that one. That one's a bit out of the way. Talked to some people around Lurelin. I can't exactly remember what I was doing around Lurelin, though. What was I doing down here? I can't remember. That was like last night probably, and I've already forgotten. I was looking for the boat ore. I was looking for a boat ore in Lurelin, and I finally got the picture of a boat ore. Got a picture of my horses. I think that was outside the stable. Why go back to Dia Village ruins? Why go back here? I think I was checking if the Phantom Ganon was back, and I don't think it was. Killed the rare Talos again. Oh no, I was killing the Luminous Talos, and then I killed that rare Talos, yeah. And I go to the Luminous House that was down here. Then we went and then here was the final bit where we went to each Great Fairy Fountain. We upgraded a lot of our gear there, and then we went to each one by one, upgrading my Tunic of Memories as a tribute to what I did at the end of Breath of the Wild. I guess not the end of the Breath of the Wild, because I actually did that before fighting Ganon, because I had ground out so much before fighting Ganon. And actually, like, looking back, apparently I did less mute streams for the original game than I did here. It felt like I did so much more for the original game, but I don't think I did. I might have to double check and count up, though. I think I was getting some honey there. I was checking if I had gotten any of these locations, and then we got down here. Oh, no, and we passed straight over it, I think, actually. Because this, I think, was me looking for the Zora monuments. Yeah, this was me looking at each of the Zora monuments and rereading them, and I found, like, the two that I was missing. There was, like, that one down there, and then, like, another one, like, earlier on. I think, well, I mean, we can double check, can't we? Because we're on the hero's journey right now. But yeah, there was like one there, I think. Like there, maybe. One like in this like area that we had like not gotten before. And then there was like this one that we definitely hadn't gotten. And we got like the last two like Zora messages, which was kind of cool. Read them all and talked to the guy that gave us the message or that quest or whatever. Talked to some people in Kakariko, or maybe no, we bought the Garland in Kakariko. Then we went to Gerudo Town to like finish the Vo class, and I was waiting there forever for the class to like trigger, and got a picture of Madison. Then we did the training area thing and actually managed to like ace it pretty well, and got our last, or not our last paraglider fragment, but the last like optional paraglider fragment, if that makes any sense. Back to Wellspring. I can't remember what I was doing there. I think I was trying to find a Zora shield. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I was doing here. Looking everywhere, anywhere and everywhere for a Zora shield. And I think we finally found one there. There was like a wooden chest in the Lizzle camp right here, and that's how we finally got the Zora shield. Showed Hudson his picture of his daughter, and Rodson too. We did the ball carry mini game for that guy, and we managed to get pretty far. Oh, and we teleported there to get a picture of blue herons, but it was raining, and so we didn't. So then we explored these locations. We started like going around the map, just exploring like random shit to see like, okay, is this a location that we might have like missed that we needed a name on the map? And no, that wasn't one either. In that like cave we had like barely explored in the depths, because like see, like if I rewind it, we had like discovered this chasm and this well, but like we worked out like the second we got down here, and so it's like, okay, I was gonna see if that grove had a name, and it didn't. Then we went over there, and then like Apple and Grove, yep, that was one we missed. This lake was not anything. That ruin was not anything. Oh yeah, and I used the Sky Island to dive down to this lake to see if it had a different name than the bottomless pond, but no, it was fine. And that lake didn't have a name either. And then we climbed up here and we did like the weight carry mini game, and I kind of gave up too early. If I remember, I completely forgot that auto build was a thing, because I'd used auto build so much just for like Yiga schematics. I forgot its entire purpose of, oh yeah, rebuild something that you just built. If I remembered that, I would have tried a couple more times. But my first score was 69, and so I think I'm quite proud of that. If that's going to stay my high score, you know what? I'm cool with that. I think this is me between sessions farming out a couple more like horse ingredients. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was like buying like Goron spice and milk, and then like sleeping to like reset the time. Oh yeah, and here's the point where I slept, and then I slept, and then nothing happened, and then I slept again, and a blood moon triggered. And so it's like the first time I slept was like 2 or 3 seconds before like the game was going to trigger a blood moon, which is kind of funny. I was going to see a lot of warping involved, you know, just because it's like only like 2 or 3 shops like stock the thing that you need, and they only sell like 2 or 3. Oh, and then here I think it was like when I came back and I had the locations that I was still missing, so we went up to get the Hickley Grove. Got the Ginner Grove, which is very like concerning because it's like right next to like another grove, and so that's a very easy one to miss. Leonardo Canyon Mine right next to the Spring of Wisdom, which we somehow missed. This one, Uluri underneath a vein, not surprised, or a root, not surprised we missed that one. It's kind of really well hidden. Rock Grove, kind of funny that like I'm not even sure if Rock Grove on the surface you needed to visit to unlock it or not. You might have. Um, then we went back up to the surface and we got like the Watchtower in Castletown. We tried to fight. We fought a Phantom Ganon like down here, and then we tried to fight this one too, but this one wouldn't spawn in. Got the water reservoir, just like Breath of the Wild. One of like the big things that I missed. Not big thing, but like a thing that I just completely missed, and it was kind of funny that it was missed in this game too. Finally got the West Passage, which I apparently I did not lock in this game, despite the fact that's where I entered Hyrule Castle when I played the original game, which is kind of funny. Oh, and then this was the other one that was like a little bit silly and hilarious. Golfum's Lava Falls. It's right next to the light route, and somehow we hadn't unlocked it. It was like just barely out of render distance. Okay, and then here we were, last 0.5%. Went down to Oran Bridge. And that was like the last location we were missing. And then we got a picture of our blue heron, which I think... No, that didn't finish the creature compendium because we still had the butterflies. I went to the exchange ruins and we went... I think... Oh, I can't remember why we went here exactly because there was honey up here. I can't remember why we worked here specifically. I think that there was like I think it was like that might have been another old wooden bow. No, we already had the old wooden bow. Wooden shield. We got the wooden shield from there. Applin Forest. We got some more honey. That time, I think we actually got the blue horn picture. I think that we were still missing it. Went to the Great Central Abandoned Fire, got the Magic Scepter picture, which might have been our last gear item. I don't know when we got the Mighty Spear, when we did the swap for that. Then we went to our house, and we tried doing it in the house, and it didn't really work. But we got our picture of the Electric Darner and the Restless Cricket outside. A very annoying process, but we managed to get it eventually. Then we went to Kakariko, got some more honey. Why did we go back to Atino? Oh, yeah, we went back to Atino. And we talked to Robbie. We completed our Hyrule Compendium, and then we warped down to like check out the paraglider. And that was like the last paraglider we needed to unlock. And then I think I was looking for like one of the Pie Diaries there. Oh, and then here we are doing the horse cart mini game. I think we played it like 3 times or something like that, maybe 4. Weird that like I think you can see the point where like I knocked my cargo fell off because look like right here I just warp across the lake, and so I think that's the mini game ending because my cargo fell off at one of the tries. I was getting more spice there, I think, yeah, because I only need like one more thing of spice. And then we went here and we just kind of ran back and forth, cooking ingredients in the cooking pot, fully upgrading our horses. Look at the lines slowly getting thicker. We used the like Sheikah suit, and we kept skipping the night so that it would go faster, which I thought was quite fun because it's crazy how fast it actually goes. I think that was me checking to see if like Kilton had actually taken over the shop, and he had not. The shop just did not spawn anymore. And I don't know, maybe it is somewhere, but it wasn't like the first 3 locations I checked, and it only has like 4 or 5 locations. So like, if it's not on any of those, then it's probably not here anymore. We saved the chicken from the well, or rather, we gave the chicken another chicken in the well. And we, we went to Valor Island and we got the high score for the large Zonai charge because that was the only one we didn't do like second try. All the others we did like pretty like easily. We like dodged and we got the suit, and then we dodged again and we got the charge, like every time. Oh, and then here we went in and just to flex, we put in 5 large Zonai charges to get max roll from the gumball machine in front of like the guy who thought they were so interesting. Then we gave the wind mini game, the wing mini game a couple of tries, and we actually got a pretty good score. I think we were like 3.4 meters or something. Maybe it was 4.3 from like the center. I think it was 3.4. I went to Selmy Spot, and we like completely aced the shield surfing, which I'm honestly surprised about because I remember struggling with it. And look, I mean, it's not super obvious here. It's kind of obvious with how fast and straight it is, but it's super obvious when you get to like the bottom one if you're just warping back up to her. That movement. I'm actually kind of surprised at how well I did with the shield surfing minigame because I never shield surf in this game, and I struggled a bit with it, at least if I remember right, Breath of the Wild. So I kind of looked out here. I should have. I think I was using like a Royal Guard shield too, which like was not like a very like I think it's one of the better shields, but like it's not as good as like the Radiant Shield or like putting But it's not as good as like the radiant shield or like putting like ice on your shield or ice meat on your shield. So not like the perfect solution. Here I was like very briefly looking for the monster camp and I couldn't find it, so I was like, screw it. I'm pretty positive there's like 2 notes of like, oh, we're attacking monsters, one in like Heber and one in Akala that I've just totally missed because I didn't see their camps. Which, oh well. Okay, and then we went back to the Yiga hideout and we talked to everyone now that we were Blade Master and Master Kogo was dead and they had like a little bit of new dialogue. And then we tried out like both. Again, you can see the warp happen. You can see like the warp of like zoop. That zoop. We got the secret chest in the jail cell too. But yeah, we bought both of the Yiga clan vehicles and tested them out a little bit. Didn't take them super far, but just experimented a while. And then we saw, I think again, you'll see it again like there. We tested what would happen if we changed outfits. You don't even need to be in someone's line of sight. If you just change outfits, they spot Link and they like kick you out and you have to do the fight. And then we went back in and then instantly triggered like another fight, which was kind of funny. Then I went to check on Phantom Ganons. Some of them were there, like that one was there. But this one wasn't. And that one wasn't, annoyingly. This one was, though, and that was one of the ones that gave me like trouble in the early game. So we kicked his ass. Don't know why I was paused so much there. Something must have happened. Oh, and then we started going after the depth Ganons because there's one in each of the dark skeletons. I remember fucking up. I remember fucking up and blowing myself up with a bomb arrow right there because I forgot. Oh yeah, they blow up in the heat. It had been so long since they've been in the heat that I like completely forgot about that. We got the one even the one in the Great Hyrule Forest. I guess the second one in the Great Hyrule Forest, if you're going to be technical. I don't really have to do this because I'm going to go straight back into the depths. But yeah, we worked here. We went down this chasm. We went through this path again, and we actually killed the Ganon for this chest now. Because we kind of just took it and ran previously. And then I went around trying to find because I found out like between some of the sessions that there's a Zonai researcher here who gives you a hint as to like, oh, there's a chasm. I think there's a chasm here. Look at that cave. And then the camera pans out and you can see where you can enter. Where I like basically dumb luck found it on my own. And so I was going back there to see if the researcher was still there and I could still get the cutscene, but they weren't there, so I don't think I could get that cutscene again. So that's a bit rough. Oops. Killed the... Oh, no, we didn't. We double-checked this guy, and I didn't expect to find him because a blood moon had not passed since we checked there last. Managed to kill that one, though. Still have the cooking pot there, funny enough. I forgot to, remove that. I was checking off Zelda Dungeon. Got the one that was in the Hyrule Forest Park that gave us so much shit, when we were, what's it called? Looking for the chasm. Okay, so we fought here actually. So that must not be what these stress lines are for. That must be something different. Checked Mekar Island and he wasn't there, but there was a Wizrobe. I think we did manage to find the one that was there. Didn't find the one that was in those woods though. We glowed over to the garrison ruins. Or was there one there? Well, we already killed the one that was here anyway. I'm pretty sure. I think we killed the one that was there. I seen him, but I'm not positive. Managed to find one there on the side of the Great Plateau. Then we killed the one by the original Rare Talos because I thought that'd be a good second to last. And then I thought a good last would be the one on top of Akela Citadel. The first one we ever encountered, I thought would be very fitting to make our final Phantom Ganon kill. Problem was though, I forgore some stuff, and we'll get to that in a minute. Then we went back to Kakariko, and we talked to everyone about Kakariko, and I looked around trying to find some of the people that I thought might have gone there, but they didn't. I couldn't tattle to Katla and her dad. I thought that might have been funny because she was in the well illegally growing vegetables. And then eventually it culminated with this of us going into Impa's hut and talking to her, and she had this very brief thing to say about the calamity. I heard some people mentioning it in some of their 3 videos, and I thought ooh, it might be cool to see that dialogue for myself. I'm going to exploit spoilers after the end of my playthrough. When it was really just her saying oh yeah, the calamity happened a while ago, and that was it. So a bit anticlimactic, but not as anticlimactic as I forgot to do some things. So I went down the stable, and I just fed my horses to fully level them up. Then I went and I killed a random Phantom Ganon there. a random Phantom Ganon like in the Ordak Quarry, which makes sense because it's next to the Spring of Power, but still it's random. I could not find the one in that labyrinth. He would not spare me, but I did manage to find the two that were in these two labyrinths. And so yeah, the Akala Citadel one was not my last Phantom Ganon kill. Oops. But at least I tried looking for this guy. I just could not find him. And then I went back to Terrytown, looked for Addison a little bit just in case, and he wasn't anywhere around there. But I did buy some more bomb flowers just because. And then here we are earlier today, actually, funny enough. I just warped to this chasm and I tested out some vehicles, but I kept reloading saves. Warped to here, tested out some vehicles, but reloaded my saves. Warped to Lurlin, tested some vehicles, then reloaded my saves. And then here I am, where I tested the wagon and reloaded my save. And we're all cut up. So, that was my hero's journey. Although, it is worth saying that no journey is really complete until you head home. Oh, it actually looks very pretty from this angle of Kala, watching like the upturn towards Lunario. It's quite cool. President Hudson's signs are all up advertising him. I took the wrong path. Oops. Bad start, isn't it? Of like, oh, let's just head home. Takes the wrong road immediately. Here we are. Oh yeah, 5 stamina bars. Yeah, because we fully upgraded him. I haven't really used him since we upgraded him. There's been a problem with all the horses, but still. Nice little ruins up there. I think there was a Korok there in the original. Maybe there was one here too, but I don't remember it. Oh, there's that. Excuse me. There's that battle talus. All the wolves that always like fuck you up when you're in the middle of a Kala. At least it's not like thundering as much as it used to. Surprised we didn't run over and kill that one. Can we run over another heron in the road? Nah, they're a little bit off of the center where you could potentially do that. Here's that one monster camp that we did try taking it on for mostly for the Aracudas, because I had 2 Aracudas, but we took this guy on at one point. And I kept like gliding down here and grabbing palm fruit while going to fight that Hinox a couple of times. That's quite funny. Don't you dare stab my horse, you bokoblin. You bokoblin. You mad bokoblin. All the signs telling you how many steps are away from Terrytown. Not that like super matters, but still. Another Aracuda over here. That's weirdly close to like town, this Aracuda. And this monster camp. Why's the monster music still going? I'm way past them. Okay. Alright, Bloob. Walk slow. Don't go too quickly. A little bit faster than that. Oh, can you not actually put your horses in the stables? Oh, that's actually very disappointing. Oh well. Oh damn, he was fast there. That was quick. You see his neck snap. He was really itching for that. Let's go for a classic look. My Sandseal plush. Where'd it go? Oh, man. My Sandseal plush must have burned off at some point. Oh, no. Well, that cannot do. We cannot end on that rough point. I must have, like, missed that happening and forgot to reload the save. Oh, shit. Ah, damn it. Well, since I have no idea when that happened, we'll just go get a new one. Hold on. One detour. Of course, it couldn't go nice and smooth and sweet and happy, couldn't it? It has to be a detour. I have no idea when this burned off. That's a bummer. Oh, it was probably when I was testing out all those vehicles with like flame emitters. That would make sense. Although I reloaded all the saves. So, oh well. Man, I was hoping to keep the original one the entire time, but yeah, that's something. Actually, I wonder if I check my loads. Yeah, I didn't have it there. Didn't have it there. I didn't have it in the depths. It must have been like forever ago that burned off, and I just completely missed. Oops. Hey.
You recording?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And then you know what? For posterity's sake. And then I went to the stable and I got Bloob and I walked Bloob down to the hut and I realized my Sandseal plush had burned. And so then I went over to here and got a new Sandseal plush. And then I went back home and then I was at the house. I hope you couldn't hear him pissing. I'll do that joke again. Hold on. I'll do that joke again when he's done in there. And then I went and got my horse. And then I rode my horse out of my house. And then I realized my Sandseal plush had burned off. And so then I went over to Gritto Town. And I got a new Sandseal plush. And then I went back to my house. And now I'm here. So that's not going to be the end of my Tears of the Kingdom streams. I do have ideas for 2 more that I would like to do. I would like to do a stream reviewing all the clothes in this game. And I would like to do a stream giving my review of the game while I ride the Light Dragon. But for now, I'm just going to say thanks for tuning in. And bye-bye.